Hello?
Have you guys heard the news?
Who is this? Billy.
Billy's back.
Billy's back.
Guys. Billy? You scared me.
Thank you so much for everyone's support. We really couldn't have done it without you.
Well, good afternoon. I was gonna say good morning. It's good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Billyathon Part 2. This is, what is the date today? It's Saturday, August the 29th, 2020, 1:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Dave McRae, coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. And we're taking nothing but your super chats again today, folks. But Billy is back. Billy is back. I am excited. I am thrilled. I am joined by a man in the chat room, or a man in the chat room, a man who tried to come into the show yesterday on McRae Live, my co-director, my co-writer, my co-producer of It's Me, Billy. That's right, you know him, you love him. Well, I don't know if you love him. Maybe you love him, maybe you don't. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Bruce Dale is here. Bruce, how the hell are you?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is great to be here, Dave. Good game. Good to see everybody. And again, yeah, this is awesome. So we're back. We're back at it. Here we are.
We are back.
Billyathon number 2.
Billyathon number 2. And we're not going to go quite as long today. We'll see how it goes, but I don't think we're going to go quite as long. I don't know if my ass, I got major numb bum, as I like to say in the last one. And Bruce, you were a champion. You were sitting there. You didn't move.
No, not like literally, not once. Dave is like, Bruce, like afterwards, he's like, Bruce, dude, you just like went hard into the paint. You didn't stand up once. Like there was no, I was like, yeah, man, I'm committed. Like this is it. We're here. This is it. So, yeah, I'm back.
You're back. Bruce is back. And of course, Bruce, before we get into the a-thon, this is nothing but your super chat questions today, folks. Right. Again, everything raised through this a-thon will go right into the production. And don't forget that the Indiegogo campaign is still live. There's just under 5 days left. I think that 5 is going to turn to a 4 later this afternoon. So there's probably about 5.5 days or 4.5 days, excuse me, left in the campaign. There's still perks available, including the advanced screening perk, where you get to watch the movie before anybody else with myself and Bruce and Victoria and Malaika and Shelby and the crew and the cast. Zoom, it's a Zoom call, Zoom screening. As much as we'd like to bring everybody in from all over the world, that's probably not feasible. So we're going to do it over Zoom when the movie is released. You also get the digital download package, the Blu-ray, an official poster, a special thanks IMDb credit. It's up on the campaign now. And I think we've sold about 16 out of 50 already, which is wild.
Yep. No, it's been awesome. And to add to what Dave is saying, there's going to be a Q&A with myself and Dave as part of that screening. So if anybody here on the line has been part of a film festival, if you've gone to go see a screening at a festival, it's very much the same kind of thing, but it's going to be a virtual environment. So that's the kind of thing that you can come to expect with that. And it'll be super cool because at that point we will have made the film, we'll have stories to tell, an entire experience to speak to that we've gone through the shooting process, post-production, all of that. So again, super excited to share that stuff and looking forward to that because that's, and as well, you know, we kind of get like a little bit of feedback. So that's in a lot of filmmaking scenarios, they will do what's called test screenings with folks.
That's right.
This isn't a test screening, but
we talk a lot about test screenings on this show.
Yeah. But this is like a true advanced screening.
That's right.
VIP advanced screening kind of scenario. So we encourage you to take a look at it.
Yeah, it's still there. I think there's still like, well, if we've sold 16, so that's 10, 20, there's like 34 left, which is wild. It's crazy. And of course, for those of you that may not know, we have hit our target. We have done it.
Yes.
We have done it. We actually did it. And it's thanks to all you guys out there. Now, I had a chance to thank everybody on the show yesterday on McRae Live. I was talking about it hardcore and answering questions. We tried to get you on, but there was a issue with Zoom and the output with audio. Now, by all accounts, everything seems to be okay today. Our ladies are coming on the show today. They're amazing. They're incredible. They are taking some time out of their busy schedules to come on. I just can't get enough of these three. I mean, they're just so talented. And just so fun to, like, I can only imagine how much fun we're all going to have when we actually meet and we get down to work. And they're just awesome. They're just awesome. And so they're going to be on today too. And fingers are crossed that the audio is working. It should be working. But anyway, I had a lot to say yesterday. Tried to get you on, but it wasn't working. Bruce, take it away, man. What do you want to say? We did it.
Well, you know what? I want to say a super huge thank you to everybody that's helped make this possible, because you know what? As David said, and as we said in some of our posts, like, we couldn't do this without you. We're very grateful. We're here to, do the best work possible, and we want to be able to work with some of the best tools and some of the best people, and your funding that you've contributed is what's going to make that happen. And so that's because of you. And, the people speak for what they want. And I think it's super cool. So, we are gracious. We are grateful, thankful, every which way that I can put it. Super huge thank you to everybody who's contributed. And that's, from, the first entry level perk right up to the highest level perk. All of it matters. All of it is of importance, and we're grateful for every bit of it. And we're now going to be able to achieve the things that we wanted to achieve, bring the production value level that we wanted to bring, and therefore just really deliver a high caliber, high quality product and project and final film. Because we're about that. We're about wanting to take this to the next level. And that's why the funding's needed. And so, because of what you've contributed, we're going to be able to make that happen. It's going to be possible now. So thank you, because it's super cool. And it kind of gave me chills. I remember when Dave was texting me the morning of, and he's like, dude, have you seen the campaign yet? Like, check it out.
It was crazy because, we got really close. Something happened the other day, which was great. We got really close. We were, in discussions. And then I went to bed Thursday night, and we were at 58,500 or something. So we're still about 1,500 away. And I expected that maybe waking up in the morning, we'd be at, maybe 60. Oh, sorry, 59, maybe 59, but more like 58,800 or something. Right. And I woke up and I looked at my phone, and it's groggy. It's like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, does that say 60? This is 60? What the hell just happened? The hell just happened? And like I said, and I did, and it bears repeating that it's not just a belief. Look, I mean, yes, there was a Black Christmas fan film, a official Black Christmas film that was released last year that, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way for a variety of reasons. And I understand that. And certainly, that may have helped us for sure. But at the end of the day, I think what is so humbling about this, and what I was talking about, is it's not just this success is not just people believing in Black Christmas, because before this, there wasn't a demand for it. Nobody was asking for it. I mean, everybody's so obsessed, and there's nothing wrong with it, but, Halloween and Michael Myers and Friday the 13th and, Elm Street and Freddy and Black Christmas tends to kind of like Black Christmas fan film. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Right. You know what I mean? But the fact that we were able to raise it is really shows you how much they believe in us to do it. Yeah. And I think that is because if you don't believe, you can have an amazing teaser, but if you don't like the people or believe in the people or really truly believe that they're the right people to bring it to life, you're not going to donate. Right. You know what I mean? And so I very rarely am at a loss at words, as you know.
Yeah.
But that's wild.
Well, and I think it, you know, it's a very humbling experience to an extent because, like you said, it shows that kind of support for us as filmmakers, your belief in us and our ability to achieve this. And, you know, it makes us excited. Definitely pressure's on. We're here, you know.
But it's a good pressure.
Yeah, it is. And we're here to rise to that. And we're here to, you know, deliver on that. And we're super excited. And, you know, again, you know, we've been, you know, diving hard into the paint.
Yes.
As Dave was saying.
Going hard into the paint. It's like I came up with this. I heard it one day from some.
It's a basketball term.
It is. It is. Yeah. It was. I think I was at the grocery store and some kid was like, "Man, look at that, man! Oh yeah, you're going hard into the paint." And I was like, "What does that even mean? What the fuck?" I'm 41 years old. What the fuck does that even mean? So I go. You know, I mean, you know, I go home and I Google it. I'm like, oh, okay. It just means essentially going like. All out.
You're working hard.
You're working hard.
And you're like right at the net, ready to dunk, ready to do this.
That's
like,
right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
We're setting up the shot and we're about to dunk. Then
but I say it so much now that Intel Wild wants, he picked up a perk where, you know, he gets the autograph.
Right.
So I have to, you know, to Intel Wild, hard into the paint.
Yeah.
You know,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So yes, amazing indeed. Right now, the campaign currently 609 backers.
Yep.
I mean, that means there's over 600 people that will have their names scrolling by.
It's going to be this giant block of text.
It will. It will. Well, you know what's crazy?
Cool. It's super cool.
What's so cool is that Vince, our buddy Vince, who of course is doing Never Hike in the Snow, trailer releases next Tuesday.
Right, September 2nd.
September 2nd, yes. And or is it the 1st? Is it the 1st? Or is it? No, I think it's the.
I think it's the. I can double check.
It's the 2nd. I think it's the. Let's say Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. No, it's the 1st. It's the 1st. It's September 1st. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
September 1st. His trailer releases, and he's going to be on McRae Live that morning at 11 a.m. Awesome. So make sure you tune into that. But it's so funny. Now, he had over like nearly, now he can speak to this, I don't want to say, you know, but nearly like 2,000 backers. I think there's going to be something like 2,000 names scrolling by. It's just crazy. It's crazy. You guys are crazy.
It's amazing.
I mean, I thought 600 was a lot. I mean, geez, you know, it's wild indeed. So let's start into your super chats here. We will have to break soon because obviously guests will be coming in. This is nothing but your super chat questions. And remember, go over to the campaign. Lots of perks still there. You can donate there as well. You can buy a perk there as well. We encourage that too because that helps as well. Now, what is donated here today, through super chats? I will have a ballpark for you at some point later.
Right.
It won't go into the campaign. Like before, there was enough time left in the campaign.
Right. To like add to it.
To add to it.
Yeah.
This won't because the campaign ends next week and we won't get this, whatever we raise today and whatever we raise on the two dudes double feature tomorrow, we won't get until about the 20th, 21st of September.
Right.
Whatever that total is that comes in, I'll take a snapshot of it and I will show you what that is. So you guys know exactly what that is.
Awesome.
Just to be transparent like that as well. Awesome. So, okay, let's start with some super chats.
Amazing.
And,
oh, and by the way, I just wanted to say, you know, if folks see me kind of glancing over to the side, I got my laptop here so I can kind of help monitor and kind of look at stuff. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just looking here. You know,
he's
what I mean?
ignoring you.
Bruce
is an asshole.
I feel the necessity to say that because, you know, it's kind of like we live in that age where, you know, someone's talking to you and then they're looking at their cell phone at the same time. And
you're an
asshole.
asshole.
That kind of stuff. And it's just.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. I know. Totally joking. Okay, let's start. Let's see here. Intel Wild sends in a very generous $20 super chat. Thank you, Intel. Hard into the paint. You better sign it, Dave. There we go. Oh, I'm going backwards the other way. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, here we go. Real Reveal. How you doing, buddy?
Real Reveal.
One of our associate producers says, this one goes to all the people in the chat waiting for this awesome show. Hi, Dave and Bruce. Billy's back, baby. Woo! Woo! It's like Ric Flair. Woo! That's what that is.
I love it. I love it.
Yep. Tom Buckingham says, hey, Dave and Bruce, congratulations on getting the budget you need. I know you guys will do an amazing job. Also, have you thought about having Tony joining and getting some behind the scenes shots on set? Well, we have, but the problem is now, especially, is because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
And because if Tony was to come here, he'd have to quarantine for 14 days before even coming to the set.
Yeah.
So he'd have to come up here for like a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's really tricky. So because of that, I was actually thinking about that. And I had mentioned it to Tony as well a while back, like maybe at the beginning of the year. And he was like, yeah, but so many things have changed now. And we'd of course, pay for his flight and his, accommodations and everything. But unfortunately, he'd be great. Like if this was last year, but the whole thing is throwing everything through a loop. It's just insane. So the only people that will be on set are vetted cast and crew. And unfortunately it's just, it's crazy. It's just insane what's going on right now. But
COVID
it'd be amazing.
Everything.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It has. But
we have
Tony,
to be realistic and practical too with the way that we approach things as producers. So
exactly.
Yeah. It's nothing to say that we couldn't work with him on a future project.
That's exactly right. Oh, yeah. The dude, Tony's knocking it out of the park lately with his photos. Like that Michael Myers photo, Texas Chainsaw shit. Fucking Tony, my man.
Yeah.
Fucking Tony. It looks like I was getting angry at him there. You fucking son of a bitch. You're so good. I hate that. No, he's great. He's great. I love Tony. Todd Fair sends in a very generous super chat and just says, congratulations, guys. I know I'm going crazy. I bet you if our actors are watching right now, they're probably thinking, holy shit, Dave. I swear it's all for the show, folks. I'm really a very sweet, down to earth person. I'm really not insane. Don't worry. It's not going to be,
See, Dave and I joke all the time, right? So like when we're cracking jokes just on our own, like sometimes one of us will joke something and then the other one's still laughing like moments later.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I can see them now going, what did we get ourselves into? What's going on here? No. It's going to be, who are these guys? We're going to have a blast. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to work hard. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
we want to have a lot of fun making this,
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the other thing to say is that, yes, there will be because I think there was another part of that question where although Tony's not going to be able to take some behind the scenes photos, we will have behind the scenes photos being taken.
Right.
So that is part of the process that we will have.
That's
so
right.
For sure. It'll just be somebody else taking the photos.
That's right. Yeah. And throughout production, know as well that we will, no spoilers, of course, but there will be social media posts. We'll tease a little bit of certain little things that you'll get. Because we'll be there for a week, so you'll get certain things, little teases of what's going on, and it'll be fun. I think you guys will have a blast keeping up with what's going on. Let me see. Super Soul Fried Disco. I love it. Sends in a very generous super chat of $100 US. Thank you very much, Soul.
Thank you.
Says, congratulations, Dave and Bruce. Thanks for eventually pronouncing my last name correctly. It's pronounced like the Egyptian kings, even with a slight spelling difference. Well, Bruce is half Egyptian.
I am.
So
I am.
I
don't speak the ancient language. I still have to,
get on that.
Learn
what the fuck are you doing?
How to pronounce it, but that's super cool.
Very cool. That's
awesome.
Very cool. Looking forward to future updates about it to me, Billy. Keep on keeping on. All the best, Mark. Oh, it was yesterday I said this, right? Mark Faroa?
Sorry, where?
Faroa, I think. It's Pharoah. So it's like Pharaoh, but I think it's Farah or Pharaoh. That's not Pharaoh.
Sorry, where are you reading that?
Right here, dude. Pharoah. Like
Pharaoh.
Well, it's Pharaoh, but it's not pronounced in the same way that Pharaoh is pronounced. So that's why I thought maybe it's Farah, or maybe it is Pharaoh. Maybe it is Pharaoh. Maybe it is. Again, my Egyptian isn't great. Maybe it's Pharaoh. Mark Pharaoh. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Now Mark will say, now you blew it. You had it right yesterday, but you blew it.
Yeah. We love you.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
and thank you.
Sometimes I can't even pronounce Dale. I'm like, Dale?
Yeah.
Duel?
Yeah.
Dow?
Yeah.
No.
And that could be like 3 PM when he's like fully conscious. And
well, it's so funny because there are some things the other week, like anyway, no, I won't go on that. I'm going off on a tangent here. I gotta keep on track. Awesome 50 sends in a £5 super chat and says, huge congrats. So any ideas who will be scoring the music for the film? Will it be in the style of the original or go more modern? So excited, guys.
Well, we've actually had a few, if I may answer that. We've actually had a few inquiries over the last couple of months about, some composers reaching out, what have you. And really what we're planning to do with the soundtrack is it's twofold. One, we're going to go in the style of the original. And the original didn't really have much of a score so much to say. It was, there were like... I'll say melodic moments, if that's fair to say, like maybe some riffs of sound. It was mostly a soundscape, mostly Foley sound effects. So it was very minimalistic, and we're choosing to pay homage to that and develop ours or design ours in the same kind of style. And so that's the creative direction that we're planning to take it right now. The
piano scrapes, as they're called, as you heard a lot in the original, will be back for this movie. I mean, that's not a spoiler. That's kind of par for the course of what we're talking about.
Part of
now, not
identity of the
we're going to put our own identity on it. Obviously, we're not going to lift from the original movie and just copy and paste. But certainly that style will be there. And also too, I think it's important to note too that although Black Christmas was one of the earlier quote unquote slasher films, very tame, of course, compared to today. But this is not a blood, guts, and gore kind of movie. It's not Friday the 13th. It's not a Nightmare on Elm Street. We are very, if you love the original Black Christmas and you love the slow burn and the mood and the atmosphere and that
and that
what we all
psychological component to it,
then you'll probably really like what we're going to do.
As Dave has always said, that theater of the mind. Playing with the psychological thriller component of it too. That's a real big piece that we want to bring to it because, there's some very exciting things some very exciting ideas that we've got.
100%. Yep, for sure. Let's see here. 1:30. Okay, let me just, you answer some there, Bruce. You can
for sure.
Go back to the top there, I guess, or wherever we left off. We left off at, where did we leave off? Oh, we left off at Awesome 50. Intel Wild is next. Bruce F. Pineapple. That's where he is next. See if you can get that. Let's scroll down.
The next one that I see here, I've got a different one because I've got a different listing.
Can you see that? This one, this is where we are right here. That's where we are there.
Oh, so I'm actually a couple behind. So I'll just read
go
that
up
there.
Like that. Okay, great. So let me just hang on one second. Let me just put you over and take it away.
Okay, awesome. So, sorry. I apologize. I can't see it, Dave.
Oh, yeah, you can. 1 second here.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, cool. So huge congrats. So any idea who will be scoring the music? Okay, that was the that we just finished looking at. So Super Soul Fried Disco, I believe, is next up here.
That's right.
Did we miss a couple? I apologize, guys. Just one moment here.
Do you want? Oh yeah, it's no. We're going. And so any ideas of Pineapple? We're going up. So
going
now
up.
It's Maca 525.
Okay. Oh, did you already read the one from Intel Wild?
I didn't. No. So you can start there.
All right. So Bruce, fuck pineapple on pizza,
and don't
let them cyberbully you into liking it. Meat lovers. All the way here. Thank you, Intel. Thank you. And I'm all good. I'm not going to be changing my preference anytime soon. I do love meat lovers. I think we might have said this on the last show. Brooklyn style pepperoni from Domino's. That's one of my favorites. It's the thin crust and the super massive pepperoni slices that I love. It's pretty greasy though, but that's part of the love of it, right? It's pizza. Yes, so who doesn't love a good pizza there?
Sorry, dude. I'm just trying to get a few things organized.
Yeah, no worries. Is Real Reveal the next one up? Or
the next one up is Maca 525.
Maca 525 says, rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda forever. Heartbroken. Yes. Absolutely. I chose to say rest in power, rest in peace, all of it. Put a post out to that. And he was an incredible, talented man. I just remember For me, out of all of, I'm just going to speak to say, Black Panther, obviously and all of his work actually. And I still have to watch The Five Bloods from Spike Lee. It's on my watch list at home, but the amount of man, see, I'm getting kind of choked up on the words because it's really unfortunate. Like it's really sad that he's gone. And cancer is such a difficult thing. I've known people who have passed away from cancer throughout the course of my life, and it's extremely upsetting. It's hard sometimes for doctors to detect, and there's different methods of testing and different points in time when they test. And it's really upsetting because it's one of those things that you can't control. Right. And when something takes someone that you can't control, like cancer, it's, just anything, it's extremely upsetting.
And nobody knew about it either.
Well, no. And I think the amount of people that he inspired with his work and what he did was tremendous. And out of any of the Marvel films, for me personally, Black Panther is one of my favorites. And because for a number of reasons, and mostly because it stood alone as its own film, separate from the rest of the series. Like you could have had that, and the rest of the Marvel series didn't even exist, for example.
Right.
But then it also played in beautifully with the rest of the larger story arc. It was just it was a really well-crafted film. It wasn't just two-dimensional. There was 3 dimensions to it. And what it spoke to was profound. So, yeah, big shout out to the family. And we're certainly sending our condolences and our support and sending our love.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get Shelby in here. Shelby, can you hear me?
Yeah, Shelby.
I can hear you. Yes.
You can hear me. Yay! Okay, this
Welcome,
is great.
Shelby.
Welcome, Shelby.
Hello.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. You are
no, that's okay.
Yeah, and I saw your video. I saw your video last night of you performing. Amazing.
Yes. Congratulations on that.
It was very quiet. My mic wasn't outputting
Right.
at any sort of volume. So it was very quiet, but thank you for watching. That's
for sure.
great.
We're talking, folks, about Shelby and her singing. She sings and you are very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very, very good.
Yeah. And
So
there's sorry if I may interrupt. There's
yes, you can.
There's I think Shelby, you've got a recent EP or album that you've recently released. Is that true?
Yeah, we did. So the show yesterday was to launch the release of our second album, which is called We Need to Talk. So that came out yesterday. It's got a few more tracks on it than the first album, which is exciting. And it's available on, I think, pretty much every streaming platform that you might use.
Really?
Although I have a sense in the crowd today, we might have some niche streaming platform users. So maybe not, but probably all of the main ones, I think.
That very cool. And what's the name again? It's As We Are, right?
As We Are. Yeah.
As We Are.
As We Are. I think it's fantastic I think it's just a great testament to how, from Shelby to, anybody here on the line to so many other artists in the world, often we have a tendency to pigeonhole folks, but I think it's always important to remember everyone is multifaceted and multi-talented. And there's so much more that we do as people. We might have an interest in one thing. I'm here with Dave doing the horror movie thing, but man, there's so many other things that I love and enjoy and have interest in.
Same.
And I produce my own work in that. And same with Dave and Shelby, of course. So, and of course the others, Malaika and Victoria. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
It is. Yeah, check it out. As We Are. And you said it's available on pretty much anywhere where you can buy music, right? Like
Yes.
Spotify, iTunes.
Yes, it's on all the major ones for sure.
It's on all the major ones. Very, very cool. So Shelby, okay, and your video yesterday was awesome. You sent it to me, and I love how it's like all three of you were like, it's cheeky, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I like
it was
that.
good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So if anybody has any questions for Shelby can't stay long. But if you have any questions for her, get them in now and we will answer them, or we will read them for Shelby and she can answer them for you.
And Dave, just like last time, I'll take note. we left off at Anna M. Pops, and I'm just going to hold a place marker there
Perfect.
so that we can circle back to that super chat. So that way we can answer any specific super chats for Shelby while she's on the line.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, 154 people watching right now.
Fantastic.
Shelby,
Hello.
so
Hi,
yes,
guys.
so you know, how you feeling about the project? How you feeling? And you can be honest, you know. But
I'm excited.
just,
I'm really excited.
since the last time we talked, yeah.
Yeah, and I know even on our last call that we had, we sort of like very basically started to talk about wardrobe, which of course got my head spinning.
Yes.
So I'm just like diving right in. I'm very excited to just finally get to like wear Emma and really like step into her a little bit more.
Yes, and the Christmas sweater. Did you notice in Shelby's video she had the Peanuts Christmas sweater on?
Yes.
and I'm like,
I
something.
thought you might like that.
Well, it may. I mean, at this point, it may have to make its way into the movie somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's great.
It's just like, I mean, it's
I think we should take a photo.
Pajamas.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was going to say, I think we should take a photo, all cast and crew, with like our favorite ugly Christmas sweater. And
That would be cute.
That'd actually be a lot of fun. I don't have an ugly Christmas.
neither do I.
You know what's funny about?
Are you saying that my sweater is ugly?
No,
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 not at all.
not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You know what's funny about ugly Christmas sweaters? I mean, is that, you know, there's somebody somewhere that has like an OG, and where it's like that just was a Christmas
Yeah.
sweater, and
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be ugly. It just that was it.
Yeah.
You know what
I've
I mean?
seen ones that light
Yeah.
up that are like from the 80s and they have like in a battery pack. And like someone would have
Wow.
worn that to school and not ironically.
Yeah, not ironically.
love to
That's
think
the
about
key.
that.
That's the key
Yeah.
right there. That's the key
Yeah.
right there. Bruce and I are going to talk today more about wardrobe and things like that.
Awesome.
And we're breaking down the shot list later today after the show. We'll break, have some dinner, and then continue on with the shot list and whatnot. And it's just we're very excited. I can't believe we did. Well, I can, but I can't believe we did it. We hit our target.
So exciting.
There's
yeah.
still 5 days left. And there's a lot of fans, a lot of people are really looking forward to this.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be great.
really excited. Intel Wild says, we already answered this, Intel. It says, Shelby, where can we find your music? But that is, that's
Well, we can reiterate.
iTunes, yeah.
iTunes. Well,
Spotify.
you take it away, shall we?
yeah, you take it away. Where can people find
all
your
the
music?
major streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify, I think Amazon as well. Tidal, it's on. And if you just want to follow us for updates as well, we don't have any direct links to like streaming, but we do post all of our updates and where you can find things on our Instagram, which is at as we are direct
music.
links to, and that's on my page as well. So that's
Very
probably
cool.
the best way to find updates. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So I'm just trying to think. I feel like I've got her on and I only have her on for a little bit and I feel like the pressure's on.
Yeah,
The pressure's on.
Well, you know what? I've got a question for you,
Yes,
Shelby.
yes, take it away.
What is when you kind of think about your character and you think about the story and stuff, and without giving away any spoilers as best you can, what's one of the things that you're kind of most excited to kind of sink your teeth into and really get into?
To narrow it down, now the pressure is on me, I guess. Man, that's a tough question. I think like I'm really excited to get into, without giving too much away, Bruce. Come on.
We can put a pin in the question. That's cool.
I guess I'm
there was a
excited to
comma
really like
after that.
develop the relationship with the girls, which is kind of what I said last time, but
Yeah,
it's still
right.
true. I think like that will be such an important part of the story and building the story, and we've talked about this a lot, but making people really care about those characters.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to do that and to be with the other girls and build our relationship and also build our characters and our character relationships.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a tremendous chemistry between the three of you. And, for the folks on the line, we were, talking about this in our last table read that, every time that we get together and when that table read happens, we can see that chemistry emerging more and more. And there's a real natural connection between the three of you. And the fact that it comes through in a Zoom call where you're in different rooms, You can only
Yeah.
imagine the kind of impact and presence it's going to hold when you're on camera together in the same space at the same time.
That's right. And
Yeah.
like I said, I think I said this to you at the end, or maybe it was just you I was saying it to. No, I think I said it to the three of you. If I didn't, geez, I apologize, because I meant to. I loved, now it's our third read, and you can definitely see you guys getting more comfortable with each other. And I love the nuance and the color that you bring to your character's personality. I think I did say this. So it's like,
You did.
yeah, exactly. It's so, it's nice. Like, you know, and I'm okay. Like, you know, we talked about this too,
Yeah.
you know, saying that we're okay with that. Like, I mean, if something feels right and organic,
It's important.
It's important. And if it's not something that we want, obviously we'll say, no. But certainly there's just the way that you're bringing the character to life,
Yeah.
you know, all three of you.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that surprised me actually in your reads. It's almost like you guys have these secret meetings, you know, away.
Almost like that.
I think it's fantastic.
But
Yeah.
no, it's just so, it's so great to work with people who are not just talented, but, you know, mature, receptive, and creative.
Yeah.
You know, and bring that creative energy to the table. And like I said, I mean, if there's ever anything that we, you know, definitely don't want, you know, we'd obviously say, well, no, that's probably not, you know, the way we're going. But to have actors who are not afraid to say, oh, you know, what about this or what about that, or, you know, is important too. Because sometimes
it's great to collaborate.
and
It's a collaborative
sometimes,
process.
you know, you get so locked into something that having that extra set of eyes is important.
Yeah.
You know, so
For sure,
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So remember, folks, Shelby's not here long. If you have any questions for her, feel free to send them in. I know a lot of super chats are coming in here. We will get back to your super chats here in just a second. Shelby, I'll say this. What is it about so you've seen the original Black Christmas. I remember when you said you watched it, you were surprised by how colorful maybe Billy is I think the right words to use, especially for 1974.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, well, I think that's why it was so shocking. You know, even today when I watch it, I almost feel like it's uncomfortable. You know, in some ways, because it was so, watching it in its context, it was so crazy. What is it that? How do I phrase this? It's like. What is it about being in this kind of a movie, a horror movie per se, that you find intriguing as an actor? The genre. Because the genre itself has a stereotype of being, you know, a little fluffy, you know, it doesn't usually win you Oscars, you know, it doesn't usually get nominated, right? It's that, you know what I mean? But what is it about, like for me as an actor or as a writer or as a director, they're just so much, they can be so much fun to make, you know, whereas when you're making a drama or even a comedy, but especially a drama, you know, the subject matter is very serious and, you know, it can be very sort of tedious and serious to get those. But with horror, depending on the movie, you can have a lot of fun, you know. Do you feel the same way about that? Or
I do. I mean, I speak as somebody who has not ever been in a horror movie.
Right.
But the idea of it is very appealing and exciting. I think absolutely it can be a ton of fun, or it for sure seems like it can be. And I think that what I love about this project and about the original Black Christmas, I'm really drawn to sort of more independent, sort of experimental, alternative style film, or storytelling that's not quite so mainstream, I suppose, in the way that it's produced. For example, the Black Christmas remakes, which are, I think, just a little bit more, the audience is much different. And so I like films that worry less about that and focus more on integrity and creativity, and exploring characters and stories. I think, like, as an actor, of course, characters are super important to me, and building characters and exploring people. So I love films that speak to that. And one of the things that I love about what we're doing here, especially, is that it really is, and sort of to speak to what I said before, but it really is about the relationship between the characters. And the characters are sort of what builds the plot. And there's an overall plot, of course, but really it doesn't work unless the characters are there.
Right.
Which to an extent, of course, you could say about any film. But I think there are also many films where the character development is much less important.
Yes.
Characters sort of serve the plot versus the plot is a byproduct of the situation that the characters are in. And so what I love about this is that it is very niche, and it maintains sort of that integrity from the first one, because the first one is very gritty and it doesn't feel polished. And I love those things about it because it feels so raw, and that makes it feel more real, and it lends itself to that. And so I'm very excited to get into the horror genre, because I do think that it can be very fun to explore all of those horrific topics on its own. But specifically, I'm excited for this as an introduction, and a little nervous because you might set the bar a little high. I might have a hard time getting back in, but we'll see.
Oh, I thought she was going to say,
well, you know what?
I'm a little nervous to be working with such great stars like Dave and Bruce. I thought that's what it was going to be, but I guess.
So intimidated. Yeah.
Oh well.
No, you
I
guys
was really
are
getting
so
excited
welcoming
there.
and so supportive and encouraging of us that I'm excited to be on set with you.
Yeah, we are too.
Well,
and it's the truth. It's the truth.
And I want to say, like, and it's no joke, and this is going to sound really cheesy what I'm about to say, but it's the truth.
Smell that.
So one of the
smells
things,
like cheese.
Okay.
Here
One
it
of the
comes.
things that is most important about a director's job is to make sure that you, like some people would say, and one of my mentors in life, and shout out to him, Bill, if you're listening, if you're watching, and he's a real individual. His name is
Bill Real?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say the full name.
Oh,
but
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I didn't
Anyway,
know.
so he had said to me at one point, you know
Sorry,
what,
Bill.
Bruce? 50% of the director's job is to get the casting right. And once you get the casting down, it's almost like 50% of your job is complete then at that point. Because then it's about working with the performers and achieving the performance that you want. And, that was a big piece for us as we were casting, is making sure that we've got the right actresses in the role. And I think what's going to drive this caliber is the three of you, hands down.
100%.
So, thank you for taking interest in the project and being a part of it. Like, for real, it's cool to be working with talent and taking it to the next level. It's part of what contributes to taking it to the next level.
That's right. Yeah. No. Yeah. And that's, yeah. I mean, it's just it's the way you guys are so natural. It was one of the things and there were a lot of talented people that auditioned, and a lot of talented people that we looked at. But like we've said 1,000 times, you three were the most believable. And that was really exciting for us. I believed your performances. Like I remember, and I won't say anything, but the scene that you auditioned for. And there was a couple of them, but the one, this isn't a spoiler. The one that was outside. And I remember watching you and just, you're speaking to the camera and I'm looking at you and it was as if you were talking to me. Like I was getting lost in the nuance of your performance. I didn't feel, and I was like, geez, I got to put this on. Where the hell is you got to put that on the list. I got to put her on the list.
Right,
and when I
right.
showed Bruce, it was just like,
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been so excited about, and this is, we're not blowing smoke. This is serious.
Yeah.
Have you ever been so excited about casting somebody that you should do the rest of your job, which is look at everybody else, but your heart is so attached to that one person you just watched,
right,
that it never really deviates from that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you still see other talented people, but you always in the back, it's that voice going, yeah, you've already seen her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what it was like.
I think that definitely happens with, yeah. Well, and I think, you hit the nail on the head there, Shelby, with what you said about, some stories are plot driven, others are character driven. And, the horror genre is typically plot driven, and sometimes a balance of both. And like you said, we really did try to aim to add some integrity to these characters and make it more that the decisions that the characters are making are what's driving the plot.
That's it.
As much as possible. So that's super cool to hear.
Yeah. No, it is. That's really awesome. How much more time do you have, Shelby? I know you have to skedaddle in a moment here.
Yeah, I could probably stick around. I'm just looking, what time is it? Yeah, I could probably stick around for about 5 more minutes or so.
5 more minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. Yeah,
I
folks.
wish I had more time Sorry, guys.
That's okay. There are some questions that have come in, but remember, folks, this is the Billyathon 2, so it's nothing but super chat questions today. That's not personal. It's not that we don't love you guys, but it is what it was like on the 25th of July. So, and remember, you can send in. There's no minimum. I mean, you can send in a 99-cent super chat if you want. You don't have to send in a bomb. You know what I mean? Whatever your questions are, you can get them in. So here's one here from Mr. J. Sends in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Mr. J. Says, Shelby, this is a bit of a long one. Let's see if we can get in here. Favorite comedy, horror movie, song from your teenage years. I'm really looking forward to this movie. Congrats, and I wish the best for you all on this project. P.S. Well, I'm not going to say that. No, he wants to connect with you on social media. Shelby is on social media. Yes. You can search her out there. So yeah, favorite comedy, horror movie, or song from your teenage years.
Oh boy. Okay. You know what's funny is I love comedy movies, of course. I think everyone does. But I am typically drawn to more dramatic films. So I don't know if I have a favorite comedy movie. I guess if I had to go with like a classic choice, it would be Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yes.
I love that movie and I think it's hilarious.
Yes.
I haven't seen
As
that in
for
years.
horror movies, I think my favorite, for nostalgia's sake, especially, and also in terms of like breaking ground on style, might have to be Blair Witch. I think last time I talked about Insidious, which is one that really stuck with me after the second time that I watched it. But I think like my favorite would probably be the Blair Witch Project. I love the style of it. Again, it's kind of what we were talking about. It's just about those characters and what happens to them.
Right.
I think in terms of like what an explorative alternative film that was at the time.
Yeah.
Nothing like it, and to come out on VHS, and I think that's really cool. So that's probably my all-time favorite. And what was the last part of that question?
What is your favorite comedy, favorite horror movie song, favorite song from your teenage years?
Oh boy. When I was a teenager, I loved Fall Out Boy a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of really kind of niche sort of punk rock coming up bands. When I was younger, I don't think I have a favorite song anymore. And I was trying to think of the last time I had a favorite song. I don't know that I can think of one, but when I was younger, like maybe like 13, that counts as a teenager, I guess.
Yeah.
My favorite song was The Sound of Pulling Heaven Down by Blue October.
I don't know.
I was a very angsty
Yeah,
preteen.
I don't know that.
Cool. Have you seen
Yeah.
Life Itself? The
No,
movie Life
I
Itself.
haven't.
Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
I just watched that the other night and it was fantastic. It was, if you're looking for a really good drama and a film that takes you in different directions, speaking of niche, it's not formulaic. It's very unique in what it is. You can, I think I watched it on Netflix.
Life Itself. I'll have to check
perfect.
that out.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out for sure.
Really great film.
Yeah.
Really great film.
I will definitely
Yeah.
have to check that out. Very cool. Well, listen, Shelby, we know you've got a skedaddle. We really appreciate you taking the time to come on here again. And yeah, it's just awesome. I know that at one point we had about 170 people when you were chatting there. So people are excited. People are definitely excited for this project. And we will be in touch very soon. Because we'll have some polishing on the script there just a little bit. Something that was my mistake from the other night. Had the wrong ending in there.
Right. We're keeping everyone guessing.
That's right. That's what it is. And
No one will ever know, not even us.
that's it. That's it. Yes, the script will be printed on like red photocopy paper, so you can't
That's
copy it. And we're going like all
And the
out.
text will be in red as well.
That's right.
You just can't.
So bring your bifocals, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
because you're gonna need them. So yeah, no, thanks so much, and I'll be in touch too about the wardrobe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for having me. This is always a really fun time. And thank you for everyone for being on here and for your questions. That's
yes,
great.
for sure.
Awesome.
All right, Shelby, thanks very much.
Thank you. Great to see
Okay.
you.
All right.
Take
Have a
care.
good rest of your day, guys.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
And she's leaving. Wait, she's looking
There
for
we go.
it. There it is.
Oh, it's still not.
There she goes. There she goes. Oh my goodness.
So should I circle over to
circle back to where we
back to
were.
some of these?
That's right. Circle back to where we were with the super chats. And let me just remind people here, folks, again, because I saw some people mentioning this in the chat. Again, it's nothing but your super chat questions today. Okay, that's what it is. I saw a few people there had some questions for Shelby, but the idea of the a-thon is to take nothing but super chat questions. Now, that doesn't mean you got to spend $10. You can spend 99 cents. I think that's the lowest super chat you can spend. I think is 99 cents. So you can spend that, and that's fine. So just keep in mind that that's what it is. Also, behave yourselves in the chat room, or I'll get my moderators to obviously boot your butts out the door. Let's be nice and polite to the ladies. They're coming on here, taking their time. Don't have time for that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind as well. So let's do this. Let's continue with the super chats.
Yeah, so we left off with Anna M. Pops. Congratulations, she says. I was finally able to purchase a perk today. Yay, I'm so happy. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that support, and we love it. We hope that you're going to be super pleased with the finished product. And then
Amazing.
We've got super chat here from Todd Fair. Thank you. He asks, does Billy eat Spam? I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say he probably does.
Yeah.
A really old, moldy can.
Okay. I thought,
We thought like
I thought a new can.
a new can with like hors d'oeuvres and caviar. Is that what you're thinking? You think
Yeah,
he's that kind of guy?
I don't know if anybody here's eating Spam, but it's not awesome.
No, it's not. Well, neither is he. So.
I think Spam is right in alignment with his character.
Okay. All right.
All right. So Intel Wild sends in another super chat. Thank you, dude. He says, hard into the paint.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I read earlier that
sign
I
it,
thought
Dave.
it was. Yes. Yeah. You're right.
Awesome. Thank you. And then moving on here to Matthew Pharisee.
Pharisee, I think it is. Yeah.
Matthew
Pharisee.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pharisee.
When you get an actor to play Billy, will you keep his identity a secret? It may help keep the enigma of Billy intact. Just a thought.
Well, there are reasons why you don't know who he is yet.
Yep. So all we can say, Matthew, is that we are on page with you there. And definitely, we don't want to give too much away in terms of some of the creative choices that we're making. But, it's, we do plan to keep things
That's right.
concealed.
That's
shall we say.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Awesome. And then moving on to Atrocious Gaming. Thank you for the super chat. Longtime fan, first time commenter, always working during the live shows. Congrats. We believe in you, and we can't wait to see the mood and atmosphere.
Oh,
Awesome.
There'll be
Thank
plenty.
you. Thank
There'll
you.
be plenty.
Yeah, I can say, Dave and I are really working hard on, crafting the shots, working through that. We plan to spend, some real quantity time with Greg, our DP, to, really talk more with him as well about, his ideas and what he's wanting to bring. But
That's right.
We've had a lot of great initial conversations, and we've started to get into some of that.
That's it.
But as Dave said earlier, we're finishing up our shot list to look at that and really break that down and explore that, get real creative, and it's there's so much to it, because you're considering camera angles, you're considering the performance, you're considering lens choice to the lighting and what things look like and what sounds you imagine in that space, and how does the performance come across? Do we want to cut on the action here, or do we want to do this over here? And then, some of it is, let's just shoot it and see what we end up getting. And then we want to see what happens in the editing room. And that's, I think when you get to editing, it should be about how are we crafting that moment and have fun with it. And sometimes what you plan, it's important to get the proper coverage when you're shooting.
Right.
But then sometimes there's some magic that happens in the editing room. And it's not the concept of let's fix it in post. That's a completely different discussion. It's some magic sometimes happens in the editing room.
That's
and
true.
some stuff cuts together and you're like, oh shit.
Well, there's the saying that there's 3 movies you make. There's the one you write, the one you shoot,
Right.
and the one you edit.
Yes.
So, you know, because very rarely when you're writing, do you have that exact movie out and for people to see. Usually there's some sort of compromise or something you can't do, and sometimes it's for the better. Like sometimes you get on set and things organically evolve and you're like, oh my God, you know what? And everybody's chipping in with ideas like, yes, let's do that. That's amazing. You know, so sometimes that can be cool too. I think we have another guest.
Yes. We do.
Steven Spielberg, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not Steven Spielberg. It's not. It is Victoria Miro. Hello, Victoria.
Hello, everybody.
How are you
doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
It's nice to see you here. And so thank you again for the video yesterday. I thought it was great.
I love the edits you did. I was not expecting that at all.
No.
And then I went on Instagram. I saw it. I was dying laughing. That was so funny.
It was great.
Well, it's so fun. Like the I think the thing that made it is at the end when you're like, who is this? And you're like, oh, it's Billy. Like somehow it's exciting.
Yeah. It was great. It was played really well. We love the cheekiness. It was great.
That's right.
Thank you. I'm just like, I'm excited. Billy's going to be back. But at the same time, no, it's supposed to be scary, but whatever. I'm excited.
Well, Shelby's was great because Shelby was like, Billy, what are you doing?
Yeah. You scared me.
It was so funny.
You scared me, you silly goose, you.
Yeah.
And then there's Malaika, and she's just hiding in the background.
That's-
Like, oh, Billy.
Yeah.
And she was all like calm, cool, collected, like,
yeah.
hey, Billy's back.
Yeah.
She was so
that's
calm
right.
and cool. And then there's me and Shelby, and we're both like,
That's right. That's it. That's it. That's right. Yeah, for sure. So how are you? I mean, again, we've sort of talked about this even at the table read last week or earlier this week. Geez, I don't know. The days are all bleeding into each other. But first of all, let me just say that, I mean, amazing. We did it. We raised the budget.
Yeah.
And now we're in sort of
exciting.
stretch goal territory now, raising a bit more for contingency and that safety net that inevitably, you definitely need when productions go to camera. It's always nice to have that extra padding there.
And just anything, the more that we raise, the more we're able to invest into the project.
Exactly.
Right? Like we're taking everything and putting it into the project 100%.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly.
It's so
what I
amazing.
mean, contingency, I mean that's,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah. But you're right. So Victoria, I mean, not to sound like a broken record here or to beat a dead horse, but we have 169 people watching. I see you have the screen up there. That's always good.
Yeah, I have you in the background a little bit.
Okay. Cool. So, I mean, we kind of know, but for the fans out there, how are you feeling? I mean, we're like several drafts in now, quite a few table reads, things are evolving, things are developing. How do you feel about, as an actor, as sort of the focal point of the story, which is no spoiler? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm feeling so good. Like, I'm just going to reiterate what I said to you guys before. Like, you and Bruce are absolutely amazing. Like, the whole thing you're doing with the funding and all that stuff, you're on top of everything. So it's, as an actor, sometimes, you're kind of a part of a project and it might not be the best organized. And it might not be, organized, I guess I'll say. But for you guys, it's like everything is so well thought out. You guys are like actively reaching out to us, letting us know what's going on and creating this amazing funding goal that we've reached, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you to you guys for actually being like really great people to work with. It's just absolutely amazing. So that's something that I'm very happy about with the film.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yes, of course. But also, we talked about this on our last Zoom call, but basically when you guys wrote the first draft, I read it and I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Just a reminder, no spoilers though. Just a friendly reminder.
No spoilers.
Okay, cool.
No spoilers. But then, thank you for the reminder though, it could slip out.
Right.
But yeah, so the first one was absolutely amazing. But then as we started having more Zoom calls, having more talks, and I also like how it's an open dialogue between us. Like, you always ask us at the end, what do you guys think of it? Do you have any suggestions? And since then, we've kind of discussed it and changed a few things. And now by this draft, I'm over the moon excited for it. It is such a good draft. I'm so excited to be a part of it. It's great. Like all the characters have such a good dynamic, and it's not just like we talked about, it's not just a flat character. It's kind of that's kind of boring. It's a really good character that has lots of depth, and it's all three of them. It's going to be amazing.
Right. Very cool.
Cool.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So remember,
That's awesome.
folks, if you have, how much time do we have with you, Victoria? It's, I guess about maybe, I think we did 20 minutes last time. So are you cool for that, or?
I'm cool for that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you have any questions for Victoria, make sure you get them in. Remember, super chat questions only. It's not personal. This is just Billyathon 2. That's the whole point. And make sure you get them in.
So Dave, there's one here, I'm doing my best to keep track of the thread of all the super chats that have come in.
Okay,
Atrocious Gaming was the last one that we read.
Okay.
And the next one is from Intel Wild to Victoria. In essence, he sends his love. And he's excited to be part of the project. I think that's a fair translation.
I think that's a fair translation. Yes. I think that's a fair translation.
And then we just have a super chat here from CM. It's just a donation. Thank you. There's no words or text, so I thought I'd read that.
Very cool. The words, sometimes what's not said is stronger than what's said.
That's it.
There you go. There is one here from Intel Wild again. Super chat, $5 one. He says, Victoria, have you ever worked on a different Indiegogo campaign? And if so, what was it?
I don't think I have worked on another Indiegogo campaign. This was my first one, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. So in the future, I'll know how it all works.
There you go. That's
Cool.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. So what's that thing I was going to say something again. Now I forget.
Well, I've got a question.
For sure.
Yeah. So I asked, I was asking Shelby this as well. And I'll probably ask Malaika when she's on, is, when you think about your character, and again, no spoilers, and if you're able to answer this, because it's kind of a hard question, but when you kind of think about the project and you think about your character. 1 second,
Bruce.
Yep.
Are you still there? You are still there. Okay, you were frozen.
Sorry, yeah, I cut out a little bit there. So.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because you looked very stoic and serious, and I just want to make sure
it's all
that
good.
that you were still there. Oh, are you there now? Oh, hang on. Maybe try exiting out and coming back in. Maybe sometimes that might help. You could always try that. If that helps, Victoria. I wonder if she can hear us. Oh, there you go. So I think she's going to come back in.
No worries. Hey,
Okay.
Technical challenges happen all the time. Happened to me yesterday, and I've got audio not working and whatever. So
Sometimes happens.
It's all good. But
Sometimes
hopefully we'll get Victoria back. But I guess while we're waiting, I'll move on to a different super chat then, and we'll just kind of pick that up where we left it off. So we've got another super chat here from Darren Georgetown. Thank you, Darren, for the super chat. He says, you mentioned working a picture of executive producers into the movie. Have you decided on how that will work yet? Well, short answer, yes. Okay, so all I'm going to say is yes, because I feel like if I give too much detail, it's going to serve as a spoiler. Like, we're really trying our best to keep lips sealed as much as possible, because we're planting some Easter eggs. Yeah, we're planting some homage to the original. Yeah, we're doing some fan service with this one. And on top of all of that, we're bringing our own ideas and our own vision and things that we want to see. So I don't want to give away too much, because it kind of spoils it, right? I want to wait till we drop the first trailer and shit. So, but I can confirm, yes, we have thought about it. We have 2 to 3 different options on how we would make that happen and put the executive producer on camera and how that would look. So it just depends on how many executive producers we end up with in the end. That will determine which of those options we choose, or we could choose a combination of them. But we've done our best to incorporate them into it so that it comes across as a proper, like, creative choice. It's like it wasn't just like sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like, no, this was integrated into the story. So yes is the short answer.
Right. And that was That you're talking about the executive producer package there. And
Correct.
right, because
Yeah,
that's something, because
I assume that you were talking about that on a previous show, and that's what the
I
question
think
alludes to.
well, or he looked at the package. I mean, ideally, we would have loved to have, you know, those whoever took that package actually be in the movie as a cameo, but because of COVID-19 and all that kind of stuff now, that's just not possible. So that's sort of the alternative, but also those who do take the executive producer package, the one that's on the Indiegogo campaign, part of that package is a Zoom call. Yeah. I think it's 30 minutes maybe with us, the directors, talking about the movie, but also there's a separate Zoom call where you get to get access to the set of It's Me, Billy.
Yeah. So it's a virtual set access.
It's a virtual set access. You get to talk to myself, Shelby, Malaika, Victoria, Bruce, everybody there. You get a tour of what's going on, and maybe, just maybe, even get to see a scene being filmed. Yep. And that we thought was a nice sort of alternative to not being able to bring you obviously to Canada because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
So
I think it's super cool. Like, think about it. Any movie that you've invested in and you get an opportunity to watch live, real time, you know, talking with the cast and the crew, being able to receive a full, you know, virtual tour of the set, you know, and where we're filming, and, you know, maybe witness some takes and stuff like that's super cool stuff. So, you know, it'll be a bit of an organic thing in the moment too, but, you know, we'll guarantee that is part of the package. And we thought that would be a great alternative, like Dave said, to because of COVID and all the restrictions, not being able to have you there in person.
All right. Well, she's back.
Cool. And I'll just put a pin in where we left off here. And
okay. Sounds good. Hello, Victoria. Welcome back.
Hello. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It happens. Let's jump to this question here for Victoria from Oliver Mercer, £5 super chat.
Awesome.
Oliver's
Thank
coming
you,
from,
Oliver.
he's coming from the UK. He says, "Hey Victoria, have you ever had any pets you miss? Plus, I think I know I think I know what she's going to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know what she's going to say. Have you ever had any pets you miss? Plus, do you have a favorite film you have worked on? Big UK fan."
Nice. So yeah, I do have pets that I miss. We already talked about this in our last Zoom call.
I know.
I had 2 amazing cats. Unfortunately, they died recently. Back in December was one, and then the previous December the year before. So I do miss them. They're absolutely amazing. They're called Harvey and Sabrina from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the 90s version.
Oh, that's cool.
Just classic. But they're amazing. They're super great cats, but yes, I miss them dearly. And then another film that I really enjoyed working on, I guess it would have been, which one was my favorite? The last one that I worked on was pretty fun. It was called Hello World, and I was playing kind of a vlogger kind of character, so very different than this. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. So I got to be kind of like over the top. And I remember since it was a vlogger thing, we got to do different challenges. So I actually got to bob for apples, which I've never done before, which was so much fun. So I would have to say that was one of my favorite experiences.
Really? Did anybody get, well, I guess it's in the movie, right? I guess it's in the movie. Okay, I was just gonna say, did anybody get that on film? That'd be hilarious to see.
And then we did the mouth guard challenge. So I guess it's where you wear that huge thing that makes your mouth like this, and you have to try and have conversations with people.
Well, we're going to have a slew of them on set for It's Me, Billy, and that's how we're actually going to get everybody to do the movie.
Yes.
So
I was like, what did you say?
Yeah.
I won't be able to keep a straight face. It won't happen.
Bruce and I, that's going to be day one. We're going to have masks on, but we're going to have those big. That'd be really funny. That would be really funny. So, well, that's cool. And what's the name of it again?
Hello World.
Hello World.
Hello World.
Hello
Yeah.
World. Okay, cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Just
Was
a
that
super fun experience.
Was that a short film or feature?
Short film.
Short film. Very cool.
Yes.
So you love horror movies. We talked about this before.
Yes.
So that's a check for me.
Definite yes.
That's check. She also likes pineapple on her pizza. Check.
I do.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I'm not feeling it anyways over
It's all good.
I gotta get Bruce on it. Gotta get Bruce on the pineapple.
I'm telling you, that's every day for dinner on set. We're just gonna have pineapple pizza
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I'm gonna save the pineapple, and later in the week, I'm gonna make a smoothie.
Or you'll throw it at us from a distance.
No, last time you got dared. I think you got dared last time to have a pineapple pizza. I don't know if you ever had it.
Yes.
I can say I did not follow through on that.
No, it's true. It's true.
Gotta do it again.
That's okay though, but you're in good company because when I had Lynn Griffin on the show,
right,
she doesn't like pineapple on pizza either.
Yeah, but she's not in the movie.
No, she's not in the movie, but she is a Black Christmas alum. I mean, she is Claire from Black Christmas. I mean,
okay, true.
That is,
okay.
I mean, that's good company to be in.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
Super chat comes in from Bud Gumperson. I love that. $5 super chat. And says, Victoria, what would be your best and worst experiences while working on a film or TV project? Looking forward to the film and the advanced screening. All right, Bud's got an advanced screening.
Ooh, awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, as long, I guess if you feel comfortable, maybe, I don't know if you want to throw anybody under the bus, but what would be your best?
Okay, I definitely,
projects?
the first thing that popped into my mind for worst, I guess was the first thing that came into my head was, I remember it was a very snowy day and I had to drive a very far time to get to the certain place. I'm not going to say where it is because maybe people would know it. I don't know. But first I was having a really, really bad day and I was driving on the highway and there was like someone in front of me who wasn't paying attention and he went to go and, swerve really quickly. And I thought, what is this guy doing? There was a goose on the road. I ran over a goose. It was horrible.
Right.
I show up on set and I was crying because I killed a goose. I was trying to be, professional as I possibly could. But then I went and the first day of filming, absolutely fine. The second day I get there. And again, horrible drive. I get there and I am there from maybe like 9 a.m. till like 9 p.m. And then they come up to me, I get all mic'd up, I'm ready to go. And they said, they were like, oh, you know what? We ran out of time today to film your scene. So we actually didn't need you for the entire day. And I'm like, I just sat here for 12 hours and I'm sad and I'm like, I just had a horrible drive and you didn't even need me. That's okay. So I just drove right back home.
Oh, you
I got
poor
a good
thing.
free lunch out of it though.
Do you know what's funny about that though? Is that I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you tell the story and I mean, can we get any more Canadian than it's winter time, I'm driving and I kill a goose. I mean, way to perpetuate the stereotype. I mean, all that was missing was I killed a goose and a beaver.
Yeah. And we were filming in an igloo.
It would have
been perfect. Fortunately, there were no beavers or igloos, but it was very Canadian.
I remember about 7 or 8 years ago, I was in Ottawa and I was visiting. I was there. I think it was the year after my dad died. So I think I went to the grave and all that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm driving around and this raccoon runs out in front of me and I hit the raccoon. And of course it's a raccoon, so it's not, but it's still an animal, and I like animals, and I'm there, and I'm like, oh, and I get out and I look, I can't find the raccoon. It probably went off to die somewhere because I injured it, and there's this gaping hole in my bumper, and I'm like, oh man, it threw me off. It shook me up.
That was a big raccoon.
Yeah,
that must have been a big ass. Raccoons are big.
Raccoons are big.
You don't fuck around with a raccoon.
No, you don't.
No.
And I'm pretty sure I saw one of his
claws.
I'm pretty sure as I was leaving, I looked in my rearview mirror, and I'm pretty sure I saw one of his buddies flipping me the bird.
I was just going to say.
I think that was going on.
Yep.
I think it was.
And he was probably standing on hind legs doing it too.
Yes, he was.
Like a bear.
Yes, he was bipedal at that point, and
That's
he was
right.
walking.
That's right.
That's right. I think he had a shopping cart too. Bud Gumperson says, $2 super chat says, rest in peace to the goose.
Yes, I felt so bad. It was like, I remember making the decision in my head. I was like, okay, there's a goose. I don't have time to stop, which you shouldn't on the highway. And then I was like, right. You know what? I'm just going to floor it and we're just going to make it quick. It was horrible. And everyone was like speeding up to see who's the girl who ran over the goose. And I'm just bawling my eyes out driving.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrible.
Murdered the goose.
It's a horrible experience. I'm like, I don't want it to like not die right away. So I'm just like, I'm trying to be as ethical as I possibly could.
I think this goose story needs to be on the Blu-ray. You'll just see like under special features, you'll see like trailers, teasers, you know, behind the scenes, and then Goose Story.
Right. Special edition.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. And then I guess the other part of that, if you can think of, what was one of your best experiences? Well, I think the best one is yet to come, if you ask me.
The best is yet to come. Honestly, so far I've had such a good experience with this film alone that this has got to be, like I said, one of the best experiences I've had. Just because in the past, you know, like with indie films or with low budget films, you know, it's kind of a bit more, it's a bit more up in the air. You don't really know what's going on. And sometimes the film doesn't even end up getting filmed and all that stuff. So, I mean, this is probably the best experience I've had so far.
Wow.
If we're going to be
Cool.
honest.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Yeah, we've worked really hard to try and make it, because we want, like, we know, you know, and again, I said it sounds like a broken record, but it's true. I mean, half the battle of success is surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yep.
And we want everybody to have, you know, fun. Like if nobody's having fun, like obviously, like there's that, you know, that saying, right? Take yourself seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, you got to be able to laugh at
You know,
yourself.
and
stuff.
take the
Absolutely.
project seriously, but don't take it too seriously.
No.
You know, and then at that point, we're all having fun, and you know, we're putting our best foot forward. You know.
Yeah.
And I'll.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah, I won't say that. There's something I want to say to you, Victoria, but I won't say it. But, and it'd be funny, you know, we're on set and now we have cameos from all the Canadian geese are coming in. Here they come off the truck now. Off the truck. They're all giving her like, you know, the side eye. They're all kind of looking at her.
We have
And
shots
I'll be
in the
bawling
sky
my
of
eyes
the-
out. I'll be devastated. I'm so sorry.
That's right. Bud Gupperson sends in another super chat and says, that's the real reason Billy is coming back. Revenge of the Goose.
Seriously.
We're gonna have to give that goose an IMDb credit.
Yes.
You do. I agree. It'll be in his honor.
Yes.
The
Done.
way to remember him by. Yeah.
Done. I think the final night we're there when we're all wrapped, we should have a big cake and it should be in the shape of a goose. I think that's what it should be.
I will feel so much better about running it over to be like a memorial.
Or I just
Little
hand
funeral
you
for the goose.
an urn with ashes in it.
Yes.
That's awful.
Yeah.
It is awful. It is awful. All right, look, Victoria can't stay too much longer, folks. So any other super chats that you have for her, Goose aside, about the project or about her or whatever. I mean, just little things. I have one for you, Victoria. What was your favorite cartoon growing up as a kid?
Ooh. I watched a lot of Bugs Bunny with my dad, Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Absolutely loved that show. It's so funny. Even to this day, if you watch them, they're still so hilarious. What else did I watch? I was a big Lizzie McGuire fan. I know that's not a cartoon, but that was like my time. I loved her. Like I said, it's not a cartoon either, but Sabrina the Teenage Witch, hence my cat's names. But yeah, I guess like Bugs Bunny would be the cartoon that I watched. Yeah.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny's
Cool,
great.
cool.
Yeah, the old Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yep.
Which are just-
Yep. I used to watch that. I used to watch a ton of cartoons. I loved cartoons.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
they're
Great.
pretty much.
Daffy
there
Duck
wasn't
is
one
my
I
favorite.
didn't watch. Yeah.
Who's your
I like
favorite
Elmer
Looney Tune?
Fudd.
You like Elmer Fudd? Your favorite?
I don't know if he's my favorite, but I do think he's really funny. You know? He's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I was about to do an Elmer Fudd impression. All I did was, whoa.
Sounded like you stubbed your toe.
Sound like I burped or
Like
something.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, my favorite's Daffy Duck. I love Daffy Duck.
I love Daffy Duck.
Nice.
I know.
For me, shit. Yeah. I'm going to say either, what was his name? Was it Pepe Le Pew?
Yes, Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, I
Yes.
love Pepe Le Pew.
He was just hilarious. Like, just
He
he
was.
was just so oblivious to
He was.
his nonsense.
He was.
doing.
Yep. Yep.
And the girl was
the
the cat.
coyote guy too. Who's
Yeah.
the coyote guy? The one who like goes out at night. He like punches in and punches out. Like it was a normal day.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that sequence. That was great.
But you know, isn't the Roadrunner, I mean, let's think about this for a second. Isn't the Roadrunner a pretentious little prick? I mean, there
Yeah.
he is. He's out there. He's never caught. And then, meep, meep, you know, and then he's gone. And he's such a snot. That
And
Roadrunner.
he teases you. He teases him. You know, it's not
Exactly.
very nice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's end on a Billy question here. Let's see if we can ask Victoria something that, because it's so funny because we talk to you all the time. So so again, folks, any other questions you have for Victoria? This is it. Must be a super chat. You can be as low as 99 cents. 99 cents. Let me see. Just think. I'm going to say, because there is something I want to say, but it's so hard not to divulge spoilers.
Right.
Because sometimes you want to, I want to ask you something about the script, but then I'm like, well, I can't because we're live with 153 people watching,
Right.
and we don't want to divulge that sort of information. So sometimes it's hard to ask you things about it. But I will just say this, since that's out there now, the location is something that we are just so excited to shoot in. And, for you as an actor, talk about how important it is as an actor to be in a location that really, that really helps the performance, rather than being like on a sound stage or in front of a screen or something to that effect. I mean, being in the actual environment just makes everybody better, I think.
So much different. Like so much different. You walk through it and you just, like, people have seen the pictures of the house, right? That's what I'm allowed to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys post on Instagram and stuff. But so it's such an eerie vibe. So when you're on set, and I've done ones where there've been green screen or whatever, and you're supposed to be pretending to look at something, or it's just not the same because the vibe isn't there. You're not in the actual space. So it's so creepy and it's so eerie, and it's such a beautiful place that it's like when you're walking through it, it's like you're in a horror movie, which I guess I am. It just makes everything so much more heightened. It makes you so much more in character. It also just makes things easier when you're in the actual space. It's
Right.
It's just a really cool experience being there instead of in a green screen or I guess for you, the voiceover studio.
It's
true.
That's right.
And there's so many movies, right, where actresses, they're always commenting on that when they shoot in a virtual studio or they're filming against a green screen. And I remember that was one of the big criticisms with the
Star
shooting
Wars
process.
prequels?
Yeah, the Star Wars prequels, because it was a whole new way of having to imagine what's going on. But it's true, if you're in that space and it's complete, you can really take yourself there. It's more immersive, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
the mood. It really sets the tone. Whereas when you're not looking at that, it's different because it's not setting that mood. So you kind of have to do it more internally, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and there's a lot more thought process there. There's a lot more that has to go on. So it's, and I think that's one of the benefits of shooting on location. In studio, sometimes you can have that, right? But if you're not dealing with green screen, sometimes you are. But sometimes a studio is only partially built out. We're just dealing with this portion. The camera can see it, but from the actor's point of view, they're kind of looking at the crew, and the background is behind.
That's right. That's
so
right.
it's kind of like very different experience still. But when you're physically in it, sure, maybe we see the crew there, but there's still all that building right there.
That's right.
And location, I think, really affords that, which is cool.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love it. Like, you guys are just gonna, when we show up on the travel day, and we show up and we take you guys on the tour, and you guys are just gonna, you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be great.
I can already tell, I think during our last Zoom meeting, when we were reading through the new version of the script, Bruce had up the pictures as we were reading the lines.
Yes.
And sometimes I would just I have my script and I'd look up and it's like, oh, chills. Cool. I could just imagine walking up that stairwell or walking into that spooky living area. It's
nice.
Great.
Oh yeah.
And
It's
that's
gonna
the
be a lot of
idea,
fun.
right? Like, it really gives that opportunity to conceptualize it. So then, as you're sitting with the character, you're able to now imagine the space. And it's sort of like, I guess if you watch the movie first and then read the book, and then it's like, I know what that space looks like. I know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I agree.
We're excited to shoot there because it's going to be great. It's going to be super great.
It's going to be.
I'm so excited. It's going to be so cool.
It is. Well, listen, Victoria, we won't keep you. We know you have things to do and you are busy, but we do appreciate you coming on for a little bit here this afternoon. And Yeah, for sure. Anytime, of course. And we'll be in touch. Of course, we were talking to Shelby about wardrobe and things like that. And so we'll talk to her about that. And then we'll sort of nail all that down too. And now the real work, it's almost like it just continues. I was just going to say that. I was like, it's always real work. It's just stages.
Yeah.
It's just stages now.
Not get this twisted.
It's just stages. But to be able to actually get to this point where we can officially say, because we've been doing a bit of pre-production alongside development as well.
Absolutely.
But now we can officially fully say that we are in full-fledged pre-production. Right. So that's we've been greenlit. And it's all thanks to the people watching right now. So you guys are amazing. And any last things you want to say, Victoria, before you go?
Pardon?
Any last things you want to say before you go?
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's given us all this support. It's overwhelming. It's insane. People who have been reaching out to me on Instagram or just all the donations that I see popping up now. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for everybody who's been helping us through this to make this possible.
Absolutely. Cool. I echo her statements for sure.
Yep,
okay, 100%. Victoria, take care and have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Great. Victoria is awesome.
Yes. Well, they all are.
Yeah, they all are. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No, dude, it's awesome. I'm excited to get to production, and just continue with the creative process of breaking things down. It's exciting.
For sure. All right, let's continue with those super chats.
All right. So I'm going to pick up with Michael Martinez. He says, "Good luck, everyone." Thank you, Michael. Appreciate
Thank you, Michael.
That. And then we have next super chat here from Chastity Smith. Thank you. Dave and Bruce, after It's Me, Billy is out and filmed, since Charlie Bowles is a... Bowles, my apologies.
But he might have written it as Bowles.
I'm not sure. Bowles?
No, that's Bowles.
That's my fault. Yeah, my apologies. Since it's a hot topic, would you consider doing a fan film about it? Congrats.
Charlie Bull. Okay, I got to bring up.
My short answer is I don't.
Bruce is not familiar with the character.
No, I'm not.
It's just in the original Halloween. There's that scene when Donald Pleasance is walking through the graveyard with the graveyard keeper.
Okay.
And they're looking for Judith Meyer's headstone. Okay. And to pass a bit of time as they get from A to B, the graveyard keeper tells a story. And I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, oh, everything in this, or every town has something like this happen. I remember over in Russellville about 15 years ago, old Charlie Bowles. One night he finished dinner and then went out to the garage and grabbed himself a hacksaw. Then he came back inside. He kissed his wife and his 2 children goodbye, and then he proceeded and then Dr. Loomis interrupts him there. We never get to hear the end of the story. And, so that's this old Charlie Bowles thing. Like, is that a character that you could do like a spinoff on? Like, there's so much there to explore. What did that mean? What is that story? It's this little anecdotal thing that was added in Halloween that the other day on a video, I just explored that option. So I really have no interest in doing a fan film, because here's the thing too, guys, that you have to remember now is that once you've stepped into the world of doing a film at the level that Bruce and I are doing this at, you want to, and you have to as well, because of your career and your identity as a filmmaker, you have to now, in terms of quality and production value, you have to, now that's the bar. So there's no going back now. If people want to put up $60,000 for a Charlie Bowles fan film, you never know. But it's certainly, that's sort of the level that we've graduated to now.
Yeah.
And
I think I would.
It's not really something that I want to do. I would rather, if It's Me, Billy is successful. Yeah. We can't say too much. Beyond that. But there's also original ideas we have too.
Well, yeah, I think there's other projects. There's definitely other projects we would want to do.
Yeah.
If anything, I I think if I were to do like a little short film that I would put as like a burner film that I just put up on
something
social
like
media,
that. Yeah.
you know, I would probably
Yeah,
take
that's
a
different.
creative, I would probably take a comedic spin with it. And
Yeah.
then we just pick it up from that moment. And actually he's installing a new banister in his hallway. And so his power drill just ran out of power and he's just cutting that shit down. Or
what it is.
he's run out of, you know, he's
somebody-
cutting a watermelon or some shit.
Somebody the other day said, why does it have to be nefarious? I mean, all he says was he finished dinner, he went out to the garage, he grabbed himself a hacksaw, went inside,
Yep.
kissed his wife and his 2 children goodbye, and then he proceeded to to go to work.
Yeah, he went to work because he forgot to put it in the back of his truck. He's a general
Right,
contractor.
right.
And he needs to throw it in. It's a recent purchase from Home Depot because this other one broke. so he's
Exactly.
gonna-
I mean, obviously that's probably not what they meant, but
Right.
it's funny. No, I would have no interest in like there's little things you can do, like little kind of fun things you can do for your channel and things like that. But if I was ever to approach, you know, making another serious film like we're doing with It's Me, Billy, I don't think Charlie Bowles is high on the list, guys. I think there's just
Yeah, no, I don't. Think
I
so.
don't really want
There's other projects
Yeah.
that we're interested in.
Yeah.
That we feel more passionate about that we'd like to pursue first before
exactly.
we do that.
Yep, for sure.
So then I'll pick it up with MJS Lawrence. Thank you for the generous super chat there. This person's asking, any chance the movie could be extended a little longer with the extra budget money? Well, it really depends on how much extra we're talking, because if we're talking an extra $15,000, well then sure. Yeah. How much more extended, certainly it would be noticeable. It'd be a substantial extension, because we could invest more into it. The other part of it too, is it would allow us to, do a little bit more, bring a few, maybe a couple extra crew members on board or what have you, just to help make things that much better in the shooting process. We've been very responsible with the budgeting and the way that we've gone through it. So, we wouldn't be able to extend it to a feature film level. Certainly nothing like that. Those are very expensive to produce. We would need substantially more, pretty much minimum double the budget or more. You know what I mean? But, a fair question, and thank you for asking. But at this point, yeah, it would really depend. If it's an extra couple $1,000s, well, the film will stay relatively the same length as it is. But again, it just means better quality through the process, as well as the end vision that you see conveyed on the screen at the end. There's a lot of factors to it with budgeting and what goes on. And, for any folks that end up wanting to do the filmmaking 101, one of the perks that we've got, should anybody choose that, that's one of the things that we can talk about and really get into some of those details about budgeting and really give you a detailed view as to what goes into it. What is it that you're paying for? And it's everything from production vehicles to, paying your cast and your crew, to the rental of equipment, to insurance. There's other peripherals, all the things to do
Lighting
with,
and grip.
yeah, all the things to think about with feeding people, accommodations, travel. There's so many things. And with COVID being introduced, that certainly throws a lot more into the mix as well. So a lot to think about.
Yep, great answer.
The next person here is Fandom Empire.
Sean from Fandom Empire. Sean, how you doing, Sean? Great to see Sean in here.
Awesome. Happy for you all. Can't wait to see this come to life. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
And
that.
Sean's got a great channel over there, folks. His channel is growing. Head over to Fandom Empire. Give Sean a like and a subscribe and subscribe, because he's putting out some good stuff and he's working hard, and he's a fellow Canadian, so that's always good. Yeah,
Nice.
no, I like Sean a lot. He's a very
Nice.
nice guy.
I like the name of the channel too, Fandom Empire.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's a strong name.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. You can
I
do
agree.
a lot. I think of a lot of great
Fandom
options.
Empire.
Yeah, right? You got to get Dave to do the voice for you.
That's right. Fandom Empire. No, Fandom Empire.
That would work too.
That would work too.
Like those little quirky film production credits, at the very end.
Right. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. Like something like that.
Yeah.
The Americans probably have no, maybe that is an American thing. Or was that a TV Ontario thing?
It was,
can't remember.
I don't know. Most people are like, what's
Yeah.
Pokeroo?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. flying in space. They don't know what the fuck we're talking about now.
No, the Google Pokeroo.
It's true. It's very true.
It's Ontario, Canada specific thing.
I think the next one is Nathan Hartswick, who sends in a $5 super chat and says, so excited for this movie. I know you guys are going to nail it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. And then Mr. J, we've already read because that was for Shelby. Intel Wild sends in a $10 super chat and says, for Fandom Empire, also known as Sean in the chat room. Thank you very much, Intel. And of course, yeah, Sean's great. Sean's a great guy. I've been on Sean's show and channel a couple times. Let me see here. Scroll down. Darren Georgetown sends in a 666. How will the COVID protocols impact an original Black Christmas alum from reprising her role? I know what they're trying to do. A very inconspicuous way of trying to find out if we have any Black Christmas alum in the movie. That's a very sneaky way of trying. How will COVID, if at all, affect any Black Christmas alum appearing in the movie? Or let's just say that COVID affects everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And it's expected to affect for quite some time.
Yeah.
Until there's some sort of vaccine or some other way that threat gets neutralized. I'll put it that way.
That's right. And, you know, I mean, what we're planning on doing, again, It's Me, Billy will be a closed set. So what that means is that only cast and crew who have been vetted and screened are permitted to be at the location. So, I mean, if this was a year ago, it would be great to have, you know, friends and family come down to the set and visit and watch us shoot. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be great. Unfortunately, we can't do that now.
No.
So everybody that will be there, cast and crew, will be tested about a week prior. There'll be temperature checks every day, you know, all that kind of jazz. Like, we're going through all of these standard protocols. So unfortunately, it's affecting everybody and everything. So we'll just answer it that way.
Yeah.
Let me see. David Lee Barron, great support of the channel, says, to our Lord and Savior, Bruce Dale Almighty, how the fork are you, man? What are your thoughts on David Blaine?
I love random questions and I love random moments because sometimes I do random moments. And
Dude,
sometimes
our friendship is built on random moments.
Yes, it is. So thank you, Darren. David Blaine.
David, you mean?
Did I say David?
I thought you said Darren.
No, I was answering the question. Like, what are my thoughts on David Blaine? Is that the question?
I thought you said, thank you, Darren. I thought that's what you said.
My apologies.
Yeah,
if I
David.
said that, I meant to say thank you, David.
Fucking idiot, you
And-
son of a bitch.
And then David Blaine. Yeah, so David Blaine, I've watched a bunch of his specials and different things he's done on YouTube, whatever. I think he's pretty cool to watch personally. I do enjoy watching magic, and it's a lot of fun. He's a little creepy. I think sometimes, but that's part of his shtick, right? And every magician's got to have their shtick.
That's right.
So I enjoy watching him, and I don't really have much else to say. He was very
somebody asked me this
entertaining.
yesterday too. He's got a new endurance thing coming up on YouTube.
I saw
where he's
that.
got like the balloons and shit, and he's going up into the air. And
Yeah, I haven't seen too much about that, but
it's pretty cool.
you know, he definitely takes risks, right? And the magicians are always setting the bar higher and higher. And
We'll make the announcement now. David Blaine is Billy. David Blaine is Billy, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. And
Can you imagine? Because then you know what it would be is we would want him to do some kind of like really cool magic trick,
and all of a sudden it becomes a completely
in the
different
film,
movie.
right? But we would want to integrate that so it's part of the story, and then people would be like, "Whoa, shit, Billy can do that!"
And then the other half would be like, I want my fucking money back.
Right? And then some people would be like, "Oh, that was just camera tricks," and we'll be like, "No, it wasn't.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
magic."
He was fucking levitating. The whole house was like levitating.
That's right.
Yeah, and then it like rocks back and forth, and the actors are in the house going, "Oh,
Yeah,
oh!"
David Blaine makes the house levitate.
That's right.
With everybody in it.
With everybody in it, and like everybody, like all the actresses, like they fly out the windows, they go out the window.
Yep,
Ah!
everyone's levitating.
Yes, everyone's
And
levitating
he's doing
outside.
it with his mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. David
Yes.
Blaine, we want you
Yes.
in this film.
Super Soul Frad Disco sends in another very generous super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Will you be filming many exterior shots, and will there be snow involved? Also, do you have a tentative running time you have in mind already? Well, yes, there will be exterior shots. Will there be snow involved?
I think
how do we answer that?
well, I think okay. So let me answer it realistically, if that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that it's like this.
We want to manage expectations appropriately. Like, we're choosing to shoot it at a particular time of the year in early winter. We are shooting it in the winter months, but it's early winter, and where we're shooting is a fairly rural location. As you know, usually cities are typically warmer. The weather patterns are a little bit different, and where we're filming is going to be, we're hoping for some snow, or if anything, some dusting, and it's going to be weather dependent, but we're moving ahead regardless, and wanting, we're going to let Mother Nature give us whatever she's got. But regardless, I can think it's fair to say that we're committed to making sure that there's so many things we can do creatively to ensure that that mood, that atmosphere, that tone is maintained, it's conveyed properly. In the end, we want to assure you it's going to feel and have that Christmas vibe, and it's going to feel like we're in the holidays, but there's going to be that unsettling undertone with this too. To be honest, there's a lot of places in the world that celebrate Christmas and there is no snow. Canada just happened, and Canada, with our weather patterns changing,
it changes all the time.
So we're actually experiencing a lot more green Christmases than we are snowy Christmases. Lately. For years almost. It's been like that. Like almost like a good decade it's kind of been like that.
But I think the most important thing for us was when we were we're shooting at a time of year where there could be some snow and there could very well be no snow at all. But it's at a time of year that everything should be dead. So, like all the leaves should be off the trees. We should be getting more cooler weather, more cloudier days, and
lots of precipitation.
So, if there is no snow, our goal is to still make it feel dreary, cool, where you could believe that. And anybody who lives in the Midwest of the United States, or, the Northeast, whether you're in New York or Maine, or you're in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, or like I said, you're in the Midwest, you're in Illinois, Indiana. I mean, Ontario, Canada, we get the same kind of weather. We're a four-seasoned country. And you guys know when it hits late November, early December, things look dead. All the leaves are off the trees. The colorful month for the fall is October. But by the time you get to the end of November, things look pretty dreary and dead. And it's not unprecedented to have a Christmas where it's kind of like that. So there might not be a lot of snow, but it's still kind of cool and dreary looking. And that would be the worst case scenario, I think. And then the best case scenario would be that we have this unbelievable falling of snow that comes and really is there to help us. And it could very well happen in this country at that location. But, somebody asked me the other day, why don't you get snow machines? And I said, well, if you're ready to fork over the 10 grand to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again,
these things aren't cheap,
Yeah. As a producer, as a creator, when you're dealing in the low budget indie realm, you want the ideals and you do your best to set yourself up for success, but you've got to be realistic in what you can deliver as well. And you have to make decisions on what do you prioritize first and what have you. So we've chosen to shoot at a particular time of year, for strategic reasons. And then, there's a lot of factors that play into the decision. So it was sort of what we feel is best for the piece. We're just committed to make it look the way that it needs to look. So we can assure you of that part.
And there are ways to give that impression, even in post-production and things like that. There are ways that we can make you feel cold and chilly and Christmassy. No worries there. And who knows? Like I said, it is at a time of year where it is at a location in Ontario that
Yep.
you may, I mean, we're there for a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there might be a situation where you get a little bit of a dumping of snow. I mean, that's entirely possible.
Yep.
You know,
Which would be great.
Which would be great.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, to create artificial snow, I mean, and the amount of artificial snow that we would need to cover the location, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not possible. Well, I mean, it's possible, but unlikely. CM sends in a super chat and says for Lee from Drum Dums, who was in the chat. Oh, very cool. Very cool, Lee. Great to see Lee in here. Lee from
Good to see
Drum
ya.
Dums. Lee's a big Black Christmas fan. Lee's a big Black Christmas fan.
Thank you.
Yes. Intel Wild Victoria. Oh, that's the Victoria question. Oliver Mercer's Victoria. Victoria talking about the goose. So great. We got some juicy stuff now to tease Victoria about. That's fun. That poor goose. Yeah. Rest in peace to the goose. People are going to be looking at this afterwards going, the goose? What the heck was going on?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there was one here from Intel Wild. Bruce, stay strong. They are trying to slowly move you to the pineapple pizza. Don't you do it, buddy.
That's right. Don't do it.
You have my word.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We're going to tie you up and lock you down with restraints and start spoon feeding you. That's a whole other movie right there.
Right.
That's a whole other film there, folks. Okay, let's see here. Some more did come in, and that's the goose. We have Fandom Empire who says, let's get Dave and Bruce on the show. Great work, gents. Yeah,
Awesome.
that'd be a lot
Thank
of
you.
fun to do in the future for sure.
Yep.
That'd be great. Chris Snyder sends in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Chris. Says, congratulations, guys. I can't wait to see this thing. No doubt in my mind, you guys will crush it.
Cool.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
doing this movie. Thank you
Thank you.
very much for supporting it.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Dave, do you use preamps for you and Bruce's mics? Yes, I do. I use the Rodecaster Pro, which has a built-in preamp. That's not what I use for my voiceover. For my voiceover, I have other preamps that I use. But for the live shows that I do on YouTube, it's a great, it's more known as like a podcasting mixer, I guess. And it's a mixer, but it's also got preamps built into it, and they're pretty good preamps actually. It's got the Anyway, yeah, it's good. That's what I use. So yes, our mics are they have to be because they're XLR mics, so they require phantom power in order to work. So you have to have a preamp for that. Or something that produces phantom power. H2, oh, we already read that. Thank you. And thank you, H2. Very appreciate that. H2 Finest. Frank Riker, one of my great moderators, says, D&B, Dave and Bruce, congrats again. Just to clarify, It's Me, Billy is about Billy from Halloween 5 and his obsession with pirates and Jamie Lloyd. No, Halloween 5's a dog shit fucking shit. Yeah, yes, that's right, Frank. You are absolutely correct. That is what it's about. Can you imagine? We deliver on a movie that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it's a totally different movie.
Totally different movie. Intel Wild says, all right, Dave and Bruce, we've all been waiting for this moment to say this to you. We raised the money for It's Me, Billy. Now go deliver and make us a great Black Christmas fan film. 100%.
We will.
We will.
We will.
We will.
Yeah, it's coming your way.
It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Dramatic pause, you know? H2 Fighter says, Dave, one mistake, in my opinion, Laurie makes in Halloween is going back to Tommy's house during the chase scene, bringing the threat to the kids. Yeah, I guess she's supposed to be 17. She wasn't thinking. She did try to go to the neighbors, but that fucking bunch of idiot neighbors didn't open the door.
Yeah.
They thought she was fucking around, so she had nowhere to go, so she just ran across the street. But maybe she ran across the street because she thought, oh my God, I got to protect the children.
Well,
so
yeah.
even though she was bringing the danger there, she wanted to protect them maybe as well. You know?
Yeah, because it could be like a bit more if she went the other way where she just like kind of fucks off and leaves the kids alone and starts beating it down the road. Then it's kind of like, what about the kids?
Yeah, exactly.
We never come back to the kids. You never see them again. You never hear of them.
Ever.
They're not in the movie anymore.
Nope.
All this stuff happens between her and Michael Myers. And then by the end of it, you just kind of left going,
woo.
Oh yeah. What about the kids? What happened to the kids?
It's so funny though, you know, I get asked, and it's a good question. But ever since doing this show, you know, I sometimes laugh because, you know, I often say that like when we were growing up, like we never thought about this stuff. you know,
No.
because it didn't matter. And Tony and I talk about that too. And I think you have to be of a certain age where, because it's so fun. Like, I love the question. I'm not throwing shade at the question. It's great, but it's just a reminder of how passionate fans can be.
Well, yeah.
And because we have, you know, information, the ease of, you know, of access to information is at our fingertips, and you can know anything at, you know, like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's so much dissecting that goes on, and there's so much like
yeah.
stripping away the paint and
Yep.
trying to find certain things. And there's been many times on my channel where somebody will ask me something and I'll be like, because it's a movie.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
And
I don't know what else
sometimes
to
there is
say.
no answer for things.
right,
And,
that's right.
and honestly, sometimes
right.
the filmmakers are just like, yeah, let's shoot it that way.
Yeah.
Just because it looks cool.
That's right.
And that's it. That's as far as it goes. There's
far
no
as
more
it
depth
goes.
than that. And they're
Yeah.
just like, there's no subtext to what's being conveyed. It's just, no. That's just
Yep.
the blocking. We just needed to go there, and then she's going to go over there, and that's it.
That's
That's
right.
it.
But audiences have gotten smarter over the years, and it's
Well, and that's
primarily
it.
because of that access to information.
Yeah.
You know, so
The world
yeah.
has gotten smarter. Things
Yeah.
are more exposed.
Well, some
It's
of
a-
the world's gotten smarter. Some of
know?
the world's gotten dumber too. But awesome.
miseducated. Yeah.
Awesome 50 says, will you guys be editing the film yourselves? If so, who will be physically editing, and what non-linear editing, I'm assuming that's what you mean by NL,
Yep.
suite will you be using? Great show, guys. So,
Awesome. Well,
yeah.
so short answer is we will both be doing the editing. We will both be physically present during the edits. Yeah, there's some times where in our process, you know, Dave might do a bit and then I come over. So we basically schedule a series of editing sessions until we get the whole thing done. And then, you know, and then we just kind of go back and forth and we work together. So,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be a joint effort that way, 100%. And then,
yeah, because it's because obviously we don't live together. So
Yeah.
for
have
the
to
sake
schedule
of
that time.
right. So for the sake of time, what I tend to do, and we've done this in the past, is I will edit something together, you know, and then kind of leave it at a certain spot, fine tune it, tweak it. Bruce will come over for an editing session. I'll show him what I've done. He'll give me some feedback and some notes, and then we'll kind of hash out what we both like, what we both don't like. We'll try to compromise in some things that I have my heart set on, and some things he has his heart set on, and kind of find that medium.
Yeah.
And kind of take it from there, and then edit that day together.
Yeah.
And then he'll go home, and then I'll continue on, you know, and then, and then the software, I'm planning, I think I'd like to move to Adobe Premiere, I think is
Yeah.
what I'd like to do
Yeah.
because of what we'll be shooting on
Yeah.
and everything we'll be using. So we'll probably, we'll be using Adobe Premiere for the editing.
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'll let you take over because I gotta go take a. Sound like I was gonna say I had to go to the bathroom or something. I meant I gotta go take a look at something.
Great. Yeah. No
Just
worries.
sounded
no
weird.
worries.
Sounded weird. All right.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
then I think we've got our next super chat from Frank Riker. D&B Blum. Told me that he wants you over for dinner. Beware. I saw in his basement chairs set up, Clockwork Orange style, for you to watch Black Christmas 2019. I gotta say, the movie Clockwork Orange, man, that shit just left me unsettled and
It's
just
great stuff, Bruce.
man, oh
It's
man,
great.
Kubrick's works. Like I like his work, and that film in particular, it was just it hit a nerve for me, man.
Did.
He really has a way of striking the raw nerves
And
and
as-
really leaving you unsettled. It's
As much of a genius as he was,
Yeah.
he was incredibly difficult to work with.
oh really?
Oh yeah,
I haven't researched much about him as a director per se.
Genius, but-
I've watched a lot of his work.
incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
We have a guest.
Ah, very good.
We have a guest.
Awesome.
Who we want to bring over. Ladies and gentlemen, George Lucas. No. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaika Henny, how are
Hey,
you?
how you doing?
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
pretty good. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Really appreciate it.
Of course.
I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you.
Looks
Change the
very
color
good.
back.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Yes, I'm jealous. Not that I want long hair like that, but I mean, I actually have hair. People don't think I have hair. I do. I have a full head of luscious hair, but I wear hats all the time. And people out about I've taken my hat off on my show a few times. People are like, "What?
You have hair?
You have hair?"
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I'm just a hat guy.
I wish my hair would grow back. You know, as you get older as a man, it starts to recede, and you know,
See,
I do my best.
I think because my dad, like, I think I'll keep my hair mostly, but I think my dad started to go bald a little bit on the back. If I go bald, I think that's where I'm going to go bald.
Right.
So kind of.
I think
there,
if I go bald, I'm just going to shave it all, so it'll just be bald, and I'll just maintain it that way.
Just look like a beast. Then that'd look great.
I would just rather that, and I would keep the beard. I would keep the beard,
Yes.
and I would just,
Yes.
So I made that decision a long time ago.
I think you're. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's Malaika is still there. I think she is.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah, you are still there.
Yeah.
Yep, we can still hear you.
All right. For the sake of time and us, let's just stop fucking around, Bruce and Dave, and let's get to some questions. Malaika is here, ladies and gentlemen. Malaika, yes, thank you for joining us. So, I asked the other two this, and obviously, we kind of know what you're going to say, but there's 155 people watching, and fans haven't talked to you since July. And how are you? There's been a lot of sort of some changes and revisions and additions and polishing and tweaking. How are you feeling about the film, your character, and kind of what's your thoughts? No spoilers, though.
Of course. Yes. I feel really good. I mean, I watched what Victoria was saying, and she was saying how, with each revision, things just got better. Obviously we had a great first script, great foundation, but just working together to create something bigger is just so exciting and so much fun. So it's honestly, I'm just really excited and really happy, and I'm just happy to see where it all goes.
Right. And you're a big horror movie fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever treaded in these uncharted waters before?
Of horror. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Paranormal Survivor, right?
Yeah, right. Paranormal Survivor, or Nightmare, I believe. They're all pretty much very similar. So
okay.
The lines blur. Yeah.
And the show I was working on last year, very horror, vampires, So I've dabbled in the horror, which is really fun. So
cool.
it's great to be just going back at it again. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. That's
cool.
Awesome. So, folks, if you have any questions for Malaika, you can get them in now. Remember, super chats only. You can send them in as low as 99 cents. Everything raised today goes into the campaign, and everything, or into the production budget, I should say, and everything, of course, tomorrow as well on Two Dudes. That also goes as well. So make sure you get them in. I keep losing my train of thought. There's something I was going to ask, and now I forget. Maybe that was.
Well, you know what, Malaika, if I can ask you sort of a non-related Black Christmas question.
Nice.
Can you please remind me, do you like pineapple on your pizza or no? And it's okay if you do. I'm cool.
Okay, so I think what I said before was that I did at first and then I just stopped. But if I were to eat it, I wouldn't complain about it. Because I feel like it bring me back to those good memories, So I won't say I hate it. I will not say that.
No, that's fair.
Did Shelby ever? Did she say she didn't like it, or did she like it? I can't remember.
I don't remember, but this is just good info for like when we put in our craft service orders.
That's right. All pineapple all the time. All pineapple all the time.
Yeah, it's all good.
I think that's what it is. So, Malaika, what are some of your growing up? What are some of your fondest memories watching? Well, let me say here. Now, let me sort of rephrase this. What would be? What is it about horror movies that you like as a fan?
Yeah.
And as an actor?
Ooh. Great question. So as a fan, I just love being freaked out. I feel like, I don't know. I just love being scared, you know. I love the unknown. And I think too, I really, really love like dystopian apocalyptic movies, especially when there's that horror element tied into it. I don't know, it kind of just makes me think, I always think about just like The Walking Dead. Yeah. I always think about, you know, how would life be in this world? How would I react? How would I function? Where would I go? What would I do? Like, would I be able to handle it? Could I survive? And so that's so exciting to me, you know, just like, you know, the dangers of what life could bring, the unknown. I'm naming a lot of zombie films, but like World War Z.
I'm a big zombie fan myself.
Oh my God. World War Z was amazing.
Right.
And I think they were supposed to have a sequel, but it didn't happen. I thought they could have really gone far with that. But yeah, just like with horror, just like the unexpected and the unknown and just not feeling comfortable, you know? Just just not knowing what's gonna happen next.
I think for a lot of people it's even if they don't think of this consciously, it's the enjoyment of feeling scared, but in a controlled and safe environment. Yeah. Where you know nothing's going to happen to you. Mm-hmm. You know, like a roller coaster or you know, a haunted house or, you know, something like that where you genuinely feel scared, but you know your life's not in danger. Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah, I side with you on the like The Walking Dead, World War Z, like those are a couple of my favorite zombie films because I like what they did with the shows, especially Walking Dead with some of the moments. There were parts that, you know, the show started to get a bit boring at one point.
Yeah, I didn't finish, guys. I want to go back and finish, but I don't know. Maybe I will. But the first couple of seasons were just amazing.
Doesn't that suck?
So how far in did you get?
Okay, so just before, I mean, spoiler for anyone who hasn't watched, I guess, but just before Rick left.
Just before Rick. Do you remember what season?
Oh my God, I don't remember, but I don't remember what the group was that attacked their town or their safe haven or whatever. And
was it the Saviors?
Was it the Savior? I think it was the Saviors. And they like blocked off all the roads and they got Michonne and it was just insane. And I think, Negan was just doing the absolute most. I think that's
okay.
I think that's around where I left off.
Okay, yeah. No, that's pretty.
But I love it, so I may go back. It's a lot of shows right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would definitely go back and rewatch that one because it was. What they did with some of it was because and that was the thing. You know what I love most about that show is that it had, for me, in my opinion, it had some honest, dramatic moments where it wasn't just about the fact that there's zombies. The zombies are the backdrop, but like you said, how are people reacting and behaving in that world?
Right.
But some of the ethical,
the residual effects of it.
Well, you're in this ethical moment of like, my daughter just turned into a zombie and I don't have the heart to kill her, but if I don't, she's going to kill me. And like, you know, you've got this relationship. Choice. Yeah. Like it's those kinds of moments are just like, I don't have words.
You know,
I always, you know, that movie from the early 90s with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood, The Good Son. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Malaika. The Good Son.
I put that on my list, though.
Yeah, it's from 90. Hey, Google, what year did the movie The Good Son come out?
The release date of The Good Son was September 24th, 1993.
1993. Yeah, it's essentially about.
Super cool.
There's bit of it has a bit of a Sophie's Choice. I won't spoil it for you, but it has a bit of a Sophie's Choice kind of thing going on, sort of, kind of at the end. And when it happens, I'm always like, oh man, that does suck. Like, you know, it's kind of like, but then it's not quite the same because, anyways, I won't spoil it. But that kind of thing, kind of thing always gets me. Like, you know, but I love that too. You know.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. Like, are you willing to do what you have to do when the time comes? You know.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's wild. Yeah. It's Intel Wild who sends in a super chat for Malaika and says, hey, Malaika, I asked Victoria this same question. Have you ever worked on an Indiegogo campaign before? And if so, what was it?
No, I haven't. So this is my first. You know what? I lied. Oh my God. It's coming to me. I did.
You lied?
I lied. Oh my God. I forgot for like 2 seconds. It's been a rough couple of days. It was, oh my God, maybe 3 years ago. It was a much shorter short film. It hasn't been released yet. And that was in the Indigo campaign. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I have. It was a while ago though, but it was really interesting. It wasn't on this level. It was a lot smaller budget, but it was interesting to, like go and check back to see like how much we made and to see if we could extend production because of the money we made. So yeah, it was a very different experience from this because this is like a lot bigger. But yeah, it was very, very similar, of course, in some ways.
Very cool. And I will piggyback on that and ask you something that I think Intel also, oh no, I don't know who it was that asked Victoria this, but it's a good question. Mm-hmm. What are one of your most fondest memories or one of your worst memories? And hopefully it doesn't involve geese.
We're good there.
Okay. Yeah, some of your fondest, maybe kind of crazy memories or stories that you have that, isn't going to throw anybody under the bus or anything unnecessarily. We don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so worst memory, honestly, I think, when you're working on sets, like you work with a lot of different personalities, right? Like that's just the reality of it. And very brief, I guess. This person, individual, who was not a director, was attempting to explain what my character meant to me, and just try to kind of be the director, be the producer, and they were only the actor, So I guess sometimes that's very difficult because it's like, well, does my voice count? You know what I mean? So that was a little.
So I see. So if I'm hearing you correctly, so there was somebody on set who wasn't the director or the producer, who was telling you how your character should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, and it's like, it's good to collaborate, to talk about, what do you think? And that's like amazing, right? But to kind of just like jump on it and be like, hey, no, this is how it should be. That's really, because I would never do that to someone if they have like a vision of like what their character would be and if the director's okay with that, So I think that was a little difficult because I've never been through that and it was really strange. And I think I was like the youngest person on set and everyone was a lot older than me. So I wanted to stand my ground, but also I wanted to be like assertive too, but also professional. So it's like a lot going on. But I mean, it ended really well. Like there was nothing crazy that happened, but I think those little things that happen on set, it really like sticks with you.
Right.
But I mean, again, it all ended really well. So I'm happy about that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. And you said like one of my most
one of the best things. And I'll say that, like I said to Victoria, the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come. That is very true. Yes, that's definitely going to be on the list for sure. But my other, I think definitely like all my sets for the most part have been amazing. But last year on the show was just, it was just really cool, just, driving 2 to 4 hours out of town to film and staying up Airbnbs, for a week and just, getting to know everybody, just like how we're going to do with ours. Right. It was just really fun to get to know people. And I have like some of my closest friends that I've met, like were like my closest friends that I've met on set and, just being in a space where you feel like a true actor. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
it makes perfect sense.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, meeting you on set every single day. And it was just a really like special time. So,
right.
And I know we're going to make such special memories too when we start filming. So
for sure.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's so cool. That's so cool. And you're right. There's a lot of different, again, I said it today, half the battle of success is surrounding yourself with the right people and being able to, I think the one thing that's so important, at least, and I know Bruce, shares this, and we've talked about it, as well on our table reads is transparency. and
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
communication. Because the last thing, like, isn't it awful? And we've all had this in our lives at some point over, you know, something where we find out somebody's been thinking something the whole time you didn't realize. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my goodness, why didn't you say something?
And it
That's
drives an alternate agenda sometimes, and then
Right.
it's contradictory to what's really going on.
right. And it can be so, because sometimes you're not really thinking something that they think you're thinking, or sometimes not, like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important. Like, the door is always open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it needs to be, because then when we're all on the same page, and the love and the passion and this, it's palpable, and everybody's working together.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we all want to go that extra mile for each other,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just, I totally hear you. It's, you know, and you don't always end up with people like that, but, you know,
Yeah.
you know, it's it's a big part of it for sure. Definitely a big part of it. Do we have you for a few more minutes? Can we have you for like?
Got me. I'm here.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So there's a couple of super chats that came in. They weren't necessarily directed specifically at you, but I think this is a fun one anyway. This is from Real Reveal, who says, favorite chicken wing sauce, guys. For me, it's honey garlic. What's your favorite chicken wing sauce there, Malaika?
Oh my God. Okay, so at Wild Wings, and I know some of you have been, it's called Sweet Escape. So it's like garpar. So it's like this cheese with like honey garlic sauce like together. And it's just the most delicious thing in the world. Would highly recommend that. It's called Sweet Escape from Wild Wings, okay?
That's good.
We're gonna have to go for wings
Try it.
after
You
this.
have to. You have to. It's really good.
I know who our caterer is going to be on set.
Every single day.
That's it. Pineapple pizza and wings
I'm down
all week.
for the
Happening.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'll take the pineapple off. It's fine.
No, we're going to spoon feed it to you, tied in a chair, like from A Clockwork Orange.
I'm gonna save it and make a smoothie later. That's what I said.
Okay.
All right.
It's probably gonna taste like shit. Like honestly, cooked pineapple.
And then when you're actually doing it, I'm going to come over to you and go, you know, you didn't actually have to do that.
Right, right. And I love pineapple. I just love it raw. That's
Pineapple is great.
Fair enough.
That sauce sounds really good.
It's so good, guys. It's amazing.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's really good. For me, you know what? I haven't had chicken wings in a long time, but I would say that when I do, I'm a pretty traditional kind of person, I guess. It's like barbecue, honey garlic, you know, and I have to admit that I haven't ventured out or eaten enough of them maybe to explore other options and tastes. So I'm open to whatever Malaika says is good. And if that's good, I got to put that on the list.
Yeah, do it.
That might be pretty cool for sure. So yeah, folks, if you have any questions for Malaika, please get them in super chats, and she will do her best to answer them. This is one here. Again, this isn't directed necessarily to Malaika, but it's a good question. Real Reveal, one of our associate producers, Real Reveal, says, what are your thoughts on the TIFF 20 lineup? Some pretty good movies, but I will be doing the festival digital this year, watching them from home as we all will. I haven't really looked at the TIFF lineup yet.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I haven't either because I've been so consumed with this.
Yes, same.
And just working full time and doing this, I haven't, you know, I need to look at it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Have you looked at it, Malaika, at all? Or
No, I haven't. You know, it's so crazy. I went to TIFF for the first time last year. Isn't that insane?
Cool.
Wow.
No, but still
First
pretty
time,
cool.
like, and I love movies. I don't know why I didn't go sooner, but it was the best experience. Like,
what did you go see?
oh my God. From what I can remember, Waves.
Okay.
Forgot who directed it, but it was just such a beautiful, beautiful movie.
Very cool.
Waves and Joker was playing, but I didn't see it at that time, which was an amazing film, by the way. There were a couple others I don't remember, but Waves definitely stood out to me. If you guys haven't watched, I think,
Cool.
Really,
That's
really
very
beautiful.
cool.
Yeah.
Bruce and I, last year was my I don't know, maybe third or fourth time to TIFF. I think last year was something like that. But you and I had a chance we saw the new Halloween movie at the world premiere at TIFF.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We documented it. We put our phones on our gimbals and we walked around downtown, Dundas Square, and just sort of documented the day and the hype and the anticipation. And it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience. Of course, the cast was there and Jamie Lee Curtis and, everybody. And it was a pretty cool experience for sure. And I remember about 10 years ago, I saw a horror movie there at TIFF called Lovely Molly. And
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's a very strange, the chat room may know what that is. Lovely Molly. I saw it at TIFF. Yeah.
Lovely Molly. Okay.
Lovely Molly. Yeah, very interesting movie. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just kind of, we'll just kind of leave there. Let's see here. Intel Wild sends another super chat. Thank you, Intel, and says, "Hey, Malaika, what kind of music do you like to listen to?"
Oh my goodness. Okay, good question. I love all kind of genres of music. I feel like there's something good in everything. Even if I don't necessarily love a genre, I can pick a couple songs that I love. So, I love R&B, hip hop. I like rock, alternative, contemporary. I love jazz.
I like the variety. That's amazing.
There's good things in everything,
Yep.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So I like a lot of different kinds of music for sure.
That's cool. That's how I feel too. I've always, I'll say that like there's certain music, like I'd probably say like hardcore gangster rap I'm probably not into. And then also like the screaming, like the people that like scream into the microphone and stuff.
Say screamo.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? Screamo?
Not my cup of tea. But I'm not gonna lie, there was one song I listened to. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm like, oh, not bad, anything could have something
it's
that
true. That's a good point. No, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. And you know what? If it's I'm always of the mindset, hey, listen, at the end of the day, if it's got a good beat and I find myself bopping my head to it in my car, well, what are you gonna do, right? I'm feeling it.
Yep.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly it. So let me see here. Let me just go look at the questions and see if, that would be for us. Let me go back and let me just see if there's some questions that, that's funny. Maca525 says, for Dave to remove his hat for the rest of the stream. I'll take off my hat in a minute and show you I have hair. But it's going to be bedhead though, so you have to be prepared for that.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Here's one here from Leah O'Connor. Who says, that's right. This is
shout out Leah. How you doing?
This is Bruce's daughter.
Yep.
Says, do you still watch movies on VHS? And if so, what is your childhood favorite?
I wish.
I see we have Ciella's name there too.
Ciella is there as well.
So shout out to both of you.
Hi. I don't. Honestly, I wish I still had the player. I wish I did. It's funny because I have a friend who has a complete collection of like VHS movies, like all Disney and everything, and I love it. I love it. I don't, unfortunately, but my favorite childhood movie. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? The other day I rewatched the Goofy movie, and that is one of my favorite movies.
That's amazing.
And the song "Eye to Eye," guys, it's my favorite childhood song.
Nice.
That's so good.
Feels,
Yep.
Yeah, my favorite Disney princess is Ariel.
Oh yes, Ariel.
Second is Tiana. Yeah, so those two. I love them all, but
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Here's a good one. A very generous super chat just came in from Super Soul Fried Disco, $50 US super chat.
Oh wow, thank you.
Says, hi Malaika. After your performance in It's Me, Billy. This is going deep here. This is going hard into the paint. What kind of impression would you like to leave on the audience after the movie with regards to your character? No spoilers.
Wow, that's a great question. Okay.
It's like we're doing Shawshank Redemption or something.
Be very careful. I think for any actor, the impression they want to leave for their fans or any supporters is that they gave it their all and that they were honest and genuine in their portrayal of whatever character that may be, and that they left something unique for people to remember them by. So it's such a good question. I hope to really leave people thinking about, okay, like, what's she gonna do next? Like, I really, enjoyed her portrayal. I really enjoyed what she brought to it. I hope people can connect with my character and, really walk away thinking, damn, like, she was really cool,
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. I love that mindset. One of the thing, and I think it's part of the reason why, even if we didn't realize it consciously, I love that all three of you are, and I'm sure you've heard this term before too, but are thinking actors. And I've noticed that, sometimes there's questions that we'll ask you and you take it, and there are some people that can take it and deliver a surface level sort of, and not there's anything wrong with it. I mean, it does answer the question.
Sure.
And it does the gist, right? There's some answers that kind of do the gist, but all three of you tend to take it and run with it into the end zone and like throw the ball down and do a dance. And like your answers are so well thought out, and you, all three of you, articulate so well. Yeah. And there's things that you're thinking about your character. I'm like, wow, that's really good.
Yeah. You're really thinking about it. Yeah.
It's just, you're amazing. And that answer again was no exception. Yeah. I mean, that's just like,
I find as a director, it's a great, it's a treat. Like it's really nice to be able to work with actors who, are thinking, because then you bring out your ideas, we're able to share, collaborate, and then things evolve from there. And then you really get some magic. And, you could be like, well, I was really thinking my character was going to kind of do a little bit more like this and that. And it's sort of like, oh, wow. You could have those moments where that was the missing piece. That was the link that brings it all together.
That's right.
Whatever it is. And it's so it's a real treat, I know, for us to be able to work with the three of you. And that's one of the things we love most about you guys is just that thinking. You're in it, you're there, you're committed to it. And that's real special for us. That's awesome.
For sure. Well, listen, Malaika, we're going to let you go. You've been on here for about half an hour now, and we got to get through these super chats or we'll be here till 9:00. But we really appreciate you coming on. You are amazing, sincerely.
That's amazing. Seriously.
And we can't wait to work with you, and we will definitely be in touch very soon, again, because there's some adjustments, not big things, but just kind of some tweaks that we're doing. And then of course, we'll reach out to Shelby and the rest of you guys, talk about wardrobe and all that kind of stuff. And we are officially greenlit. So things are getting really exciting. Are there any last things you want to say before you go?
Honestly, thank you to you guys. You guys are amazing for facilitating all of this. I mean, this is a dream for everyone, for you two especially. And thank you to all the fans and the supporters who've been giving money. And even if you weren't able to give money, just supporting and, watching the lives and asking questions, we really appreciate it.
100%. I couldn't have said it better. Have said it better. Yep, you guys are awesome. All right, Malaika, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye, guys. Thank you. You too.
Bye. All right, take care.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye. Malaika is so great.
Yeah.
They're all
awesome.
Amazing.
Just great energy. And
yes. That's what it is.
From everybody, there's just that great energy.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing, every time I talk to them, even in their text messages to me, I can feel their smiles. That's what it is.
That's a really good thing.
That's what it is. I can feel their, even when they don't put like a smiley face or whatever, I can there's
the energy.
I can feel the energy.
Yeah. And it's great. It's tremendous. It's great because that's what you want, right?
That's what you want.
And it makes it a joy to work with.
Yep.
And it's just, it's fantastic. So thank you, ladies, for what you're doing.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, let's get to some of these super chats and see if we can roll through these here. Yeah. I did answer a few of them in conjunction with Malaika, but we'll go back and see if we can find the ones that I didn't. I think we ended with...
There was, I think the film addict was the last one here because I read from Frank Riker, who had D&B Blum told me he wants you over for dinner.
Yes.
Right, there was that
Yeah.
one.
So you read the Film Addicts because that's directed towards you. I have seen it. So
Okay. So, hey, Bruce, I see you're wearing a Batman t-shirt. Did you enjoy the Batman teaser? Also, who is your favorite Batman? My favorite is Keaton. So I did see the trailer. Yep. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was all right. I'll definitely watch it. I'll be honest, for me, Batman, Spider-Man, they're two of the superheroes that I feel sometimes get played out. There's just too much of them and too much of this whole thing of, we're going to reboot it again and we're going to reboot it again. And it's like, fuck off. Can you just,
I know.
Can you just get it right for once, please? Honestly, I really enjoyed Nolan's rendition of Batman. I got a friend who's like, yeah, that rendition was shit, whatever, and he doesn't like it at all. But that's cool. We're all entitled to our
come
own,
on, Steve.
We're all entitled to our own opinions.
No, it's not. It's not Star Wars.
But my favorite actor playing Batman, I'm just trying to think here. I'm gonna say Keaton is definitely probably one of my favorites. I would say Keaton first, and yeah, I would say Keaton was probably my favorite in terms of the actor playing Batman.
Right.
Funny enough, I thought Ben Affleck looked good in the role compared to Frank Miller's version of Batman with The Dark Knight and sort of how the character was drawn in the comics.
Right.
Just physically. I didn't like the whole voice thing that they did. And, but mind you, kudos, of course, like acting is hard, man. And, there's so much shit that goes into making those films and what ends up going in is something completely different when it comes out the other end. So, I respect that and I'm aware of the process, but I would say Keaton was probably my favorite. But in terms of the actor playing Batman, but if I was to say my favorite Batman series or trilogy, overall, generally speaking, I would say it was the Christopher Nolan rendition, and I would put Tim Burton's rendition right on side with it for different reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's two very different approaches to the worlds.
Like something as simple as the Batmobile. I was like, yeah, the Batmobile in Keaton's rendition was awesome. Like that was great. But I equally loved
the Tumbler.
Just because I love technology, and that's one of the things that attracts me to science fiction and fantasy, because that's probably my most favorite genre. Is the technology that gets represented and the capabilities of that. And when I saw the Tumbler, I loved the design, and it was just I love the tacticalness of it, and I was like, can I buy one? Like this is dope.
It's funny, the one thing that frustrates me, and I know I'm not alone in this, but maybe it's my age, I don't know, but I get emotionally like, imagine if there was a different Iron Man every 3 movies.
Well, yeah,
and it's like a different actor.
Yeah,
and for me, who's playing the character is just because you don't just get emotionally attached to you get emotionally attached to the person playing the character.
Yeah,
it's like why there's issues when you try to change actors in sitcoms or soap operas.
Yeah,
and why it doesn't work, because you get attached to a certain character or certain actor playing that role. And I know you can reboot it with other things, but it's true. Like I watched the Batman teaser and I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. It's what I expected.
It was good. It was fine.
It's what I expected.
It was fine.
It's what I expected. And Robert Pattinson I thought looked great. I thought he was fine. But it doesn't, these things don't blow me away anymore, because it's like,
that's it, Dave.
Because I've seen, it's like this looks like it could be Nolan's 4th Batman movie. It looks like there's
it could be a vampire movie. It could be another edition of another vampire movie.
Like it's dark, it's gritty. But I think it's like, people are losing their minds, and I'm like, but I mean, I get it. I think people lose their minds because one of the things that I acknowledge, and you're more up, not that you're like, I know people that are more neck deep than you, but you're more neck deep than me. And, you know, and what I mean by that is that into the superhero genre.
Right.
So I've only seen about 4 or 5 movies out of the MCU.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not into it like a lot of people are. And I think what ends up happening is that I look at certain things and I'm like, yeah, that looks great. But because I don't understand the nuances or the details or pick up on the Easter eggs, like there are people that watch The Last Jedi. There are average moviegoers that watch TLJ and think it was fine. It was fun. And it looked good.
Yeah.
It was visually spectacular.
Yeah.
It had pew, 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 and it had ju, 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 ju. And for them, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, but for us, now I'm neck deep into, well, even to some I'm not, but in terms of the original trilogy and the original, you know what I mean? I'm neck deep in that. Right. So when I go watch TLJ, I'm like, that's not how you do it. You know what I mean? Right. So I acknowledge that there could be people looking at me going, fanboy, like what the
yeah,
and to them
everybody's
it's like
got their own opinion,
so
and that's fair.
When I look at what, like, I guess the point I'm making is that when I look at the Batman teaser, I'm like, yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
But then there's some people who are going, holy fuck! Holy, oh my God! And I the only thing I can conjure it up to, either it's they have amnesia and they don't remember doing it with every other Batman movie they've ever done it with that looks nearly identical, or there are details about, because I hear people going, no, Dave, this is darker. This is like that graphic novel. This is like, if you've ever read Batman Year One, this is Year Two, and this is, but I have no, to me, it just looks it literally looks as dark and as gritty as a Nolan Batman movie. Right. That's what it looks like to me. Yep. But I acknowledge that I don't have the experience to know all the subtle details and the nuances that fans are going to go, oh, right. Oh, and that's fair. And I don't have that. Yeah. So to me, it just looks like it literally, like you could have said The Batman directed by Christopher Nolan. I would have like, yep. Yeah. Like it literally looks like just another Nolan movie to me. And that's not a bad thing. No. I just mean that the style, the darkness, the grittiness looks like, even the color temper, like even the when I forget the actor's name now, but the guy that's clearly Gordon, the black actor at the beginning of the teaser with the mustache. Yeah. I forget his name, but anyway, as he's walking into the room and Nirvana is playing and you hear, Kurt Cobain. Well, like it literally, like even to me, the color grading almost looks like Batman Begins. Like it kind of has like a very sort of, almost like when Christian Bale first meets Scarecrow. Like it's got that kind of same kind of color palette, and I know there are Batman like real fans right now going, what? What are you talking about there? But Dave. I mean that's totally what's happening right now. But as somebody who, but I'm not making fun of it. I'm not making fun of it. No, and neither am I. To me, I just look at it and I go, that looks like a well-produced, well shot, dark, gritty Batman movie. Yes. And Robert Pattinson looks very good in that suit as Batman. That'll be entertaining. I'll go see it.
The thing I found interesting was how
but no more than that.
Right. Yeah. I probably feel the same as you, Dave. Yeah. And for me, it's just there's just too many movies over the last
the novelty wears off.
3 or 4 decades. It's just that's it. It starts to feel played out, and then the big difference between DC and Marvel, like Marvel's really about integrating everything. They even take their like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're integrating that into like the larger cinematic universe. And there's tie-ins at different points and stuff, right? Yeah. Agent Carter, like all, you know what I mean? Like there's DC doesn't do that. Everything is its own little thing, and I think Marvel just nailed it. I think they set the bar for expectation as to what we could do, and it's well,
that's the demand now, because
played
that's
out for me. It's played out at this point in time.
Yeah,
I guess.
and
I'll
again,
still go see it. But
for sure, I will too. And I don't like, I say these things, theatrically, obviously, but I'm not knocking those kinds of fans. No, because because
never would I do that. Like
I'm that kind of fan when it comes to Halloween.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
like that when it comes to Star Wars.
There you go.
100%. Oh yeah, totally.
I watch Halloween 18 and I'm sitting there going, That's not how the Force works.
We all have our own films and our own genres that we get really passionate about.
Right.
And
Right.
Everybody's going to watch one thing and go, yeah, I don't really care. Yeah,
But
it's cool.
I
Great.
do find
and
it
then other
funny.
things will be like super passionate about.
It's
Absolutely.
It's so interesting though, watching some fans watch the trailer reactions online and watching the Batman trailer reactions. Like, you would think that they have never seen a Batman movie before. Or like the last Batman movie was 1989's Batman. And this is the first time they're ever seeing a Batman in this way. But I guess for some people, they never lose that inner child, and seeing somebody dressed as Batman in a cool Batman suit with a cool car in a movie that is only 5 years removed from the last movie, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they still get and I'm sitting there thinking, we just saw this a few years ago. Like, but we didn't see it like this. I'm like, yeah, but we did. No, but Dave, what you don't understand. You don't understand.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I need to, so then I adopt it to things in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I adopt it to certain things,
Well, and maybe, I don't know, I haven't read enough, but the last thing that I'll say is I'm going to look into and try to learn if there's any intention to tie this Batman into the Joker.
There isn't.
Yeah. See, that's what
It's
I mean.
standalone. But you know what though? But in some ways, I think that's good, because Joker, I don't think they should make a sequel to that movie. I think I'm
not sure that a sequel's needed, a standalone sequel for the Joker, but I would certainly enjoy seeing that, like, the realism.
Because that's the demand now. We're in a world where everybody wants everything connected.
Well, it's when you look at the identity and the differences between what Marvel and DC are doing, like DC
they fucked up.
nailed it with the Joker, I thought.
They did.
And then if you take that, and now if you were to build your cinematic universe in that vein, and if that's what they're going to do with the new Batman movie, there's opportunity there. Like that, that speaks to another level. Like what they did with the Joker movie was incredible. It was intelligent.
It was. It was.
If they want to take it on that tip, that's great.
The problem,
I want to see that.
The problem though is that the Joker movie is a psychological thriller. That's what that movie is. It's not a superhero movie. It's a superhero movie by genre because of the main character. But you take the Joker out, and what they did was brilliant. What they did was they told a story about a mentally ill patient, and they used the Joker as the archetype to be the catalyst, to get asses in the seats, to tell the story. You can put you or I in that role, and it's not going to make $1 billion at the box office. Right. But you put the Joker in that role, and it makes all kinds of money. But it's the archetype. That's what it is. It's not a superhero. It's a psychological thriller. Yes, there are shades of Taxi Driver in there, and shades of, yes, because it is. It's not the same kind of Joker that you would see. Could Batman exist in that world? Yeah, probably, because we've seen a more grittier, grounded Batman from Nolan. This one from Matt Reeves is probably going to be more grounded. So yes, there's more of I can see it a bit more, but I don't know if I can see Superman in that world. And I don't know if I can, because it's more of a, I don't know if I can see like the Flash in that world or Green Lantern in that world, because then you would be changing the fundamental sort of DNA. You'd be asking, like, to look at the Joker from that perspective is one thing, because the Joker already has that going for it. It's not a stretch.
The worlds would blend.
Right. So it would be, but it would be an interesting discussion to have in the writer's room. But then will you alienate a lot of the fans by making Superman, like, how do you make Superman, which even the idea of Superman is so comic book like? Yeah. How do you ground him, in a real lived in world that looks like the Joker? It's almost impossible to do.
You have to build up to him.
Yeah.
Just like Marvel built up to the introduction of aliens invading. Yeah. You'd have to build up to it.
Yeah. You'd have to have a transition that is over time, so it doesn't feel so jarring.
That would be the first thought. That's the first thought in my mind if I was writing.
Yeah. Interesting. Great discussion. Take it away, David Lee Barron.
Yeah. So David Lee Barron, again, thank you for another super chat here. So dear Reverend Dale, have you seen The Last Jedi?
Oh, yes.
If so, what are your thoughts about it? Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's try and keep this.
I'm going to keep my answer concise to this.
Yes.
So first answer, yes, I've seen it.
It's dog shit. Moving on.
I've seen all of the Star Wars movies and, almost all of the TV series and all that. So yes, I did see it. Overall, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. I liked moments of it. And I feel as though the direction that they took with some of the characters was not, I don't agree with the choices. And I would say that they could have done a lot better. I was disappointed by a lot of the creative choices.
Yeah.
And I like the filmmaker. You know, I like
he's fantastic.
I like the writer and the director. I saw Knives Out and Looper and
Great.
a couple other things, and it was he's a great filmmaker. I just don't think he was the best filmmaker for that particular intellectual property, and I didn't agree with the approach, the choice of approach. So I think that the biggest thing I didn't like was that a lot of I'm going to call them legacy characters, of these main characters, their characters were not honored. It was a little bit, I use the analogy of, I believe that when you get into episodes like that, you need to approach it somewhat in a similar nature as you would a director for a television series. So even though it's a feature film, I still can't go into episode 8 of Scandal and write Olivia Pope to go do this when that's not what her character would do. So it's the same thing when I look at Luke Skywalker, even though it's this massive episodic thing. Yeah, I don't know, just certain things, right? Certain choices that were made. I just would have made different choices. That's all. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
No, same. I feel the same. And since the question wasn't asked of me, because they already know I'm going to go into it, we'll move on.
Okay.
The next one down, because we answered some with Malaika. The next one is Real Reveal, who says, Dave and Bruce, take a vodka or tequila shot for the fans. And since we brought Billy back, celebration. I don't have any vodka or tequila at the moment, so we can't take a shot, but we'll do it privately. Intel Wild says, Dave tipsy during a show would be interesting to see. Oh, maybe. You never know. There's a price for everything. Real Reveal. Oh, yeah. The chicken wings we already got. The thoughts on TIFF we got. The here we go. Super Soul Fry Disco sends another generous super chat.
Thank you.
Amazing. Do you plan to include any special effects or makeup gore into the film? And if so, do you have someone in mind to do it?
Well, I think that's sort of a piece that we're still working on in the sense of who we would want to get to do it. And again, as we've said in previous comments, we are focused more on the psychological thriller theater of the mind component. There will be a little bit of gore in this, but not like a Friday the 13th kind of level or anything like that.
Not like what Vince is going to do with Never Hike in the Snow.
Right.
This is, again, I mean, there's an identity to Black Christmas. There's a specific reason why people like that movie, even to this day. And movies, obviously, it's very far and few between today, but the theater of the mind aspect to Billy and to Black Christmas and to, is part of its brand. And I understand that, if this was a real movie and we had a studio breathing down our necks, there would be a lot of pressure for us to be a little more graphic. There's just no doubt about it. Right. And I think you can be more graphic and still have it tastefully done. But this is a short film, so we only have a limited amount of time for what we can do. And we're choosing in that time to focus more on what we love about those kinds of movies and those older horror films and the original film than anything that would be gratuitous. I mean, yes, people die in the movie and obviously there'll be some blood, but nothing like, all over the place and gore and, heads being torn off and, nothing like that. Nothing like that. That'd be funny though.
And if we wanted to do that, we would just hire ILM or something.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Intel Wild and the music question from Malaika, the $50 super chat. Jason Nike, one of my great moderators, Jason Nike in here with a $5 Canadian, says, so glad you reached your goals, Bruce and Dave.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And then what else we have here? Intel Wild sends in a super chat.
Oh, wow.
$50.
Thank you.
Says, for all my buddies in the McCrazy community, Real Reveal, CM, Danita Brown, Dia Maria, Todd Frank, Toronto Freddy, Tabitha, Wayne Downey, Robert Kitzmiller, Chris Baber, Michael Stapp, too many to name all. Love you guys. Intel, you're amazing.
Yeah. Dave and I echo all of that. And, again, I just want to say super thank you to everybody that's been submitting these these super chats and just all the support overall. Like it's honestly, it's tremendous. I'm kind of beside myself, definitely humbled, and we want to do right by you guys. So we're excited stepping into this. Super excited.
Yep. 100%. Cordell sends in a $2 super chat and says, Dave, impression of Billy's reaction to being back. Dave, impression of Billy's reaction to being back? Like my impression?
Well, I don't know. I was interpreting it as, I think from Billy's point of view, Billy never left.
He's been in some attic somewhere just hiding out.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, he's been stalking and doing a lot
He's
of
been
creepy
carrying
shit.
Lynn Griffin around with him, like her corpse in a bag or
Her
something
bag
like
of
that.
bones by this point. Billy's carrying her bag of bones.
That's right.
That's it.
Claire we're talking about, not,
That's right.
not Lynn
That's right.
Griffin herself.
The characters. We're talking about the characters.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lennon, if you're watching, we love you. It's okay.
Yeah.
She's probably having a holler at that. Southpaw 82 says, 89 Batman suit is the best ever. Affleck is my fave.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Southpaw 82 follows up with another one, says, which interpretation of the bat suit is your fave? That's a good question.
Well, so I'm just trying to, I need a minute to think back to what they all look like. I just need to imagine them in my mind here for a sec. Yeah. I'm
going to say, for me, like when you get to Bale and then Affleck and then Pattinson, I know hardcore fans will be able to pick up the differences big time. And I can pick up the differences too, but they look more similar to each other than I think earlier. Like going from Adam West to Michael Keaton was like night and day. You know what I mean?
Right. But there's similarities between Adam, like, bear with me here. When I think about the comic and I think about the depiction,
I don't know.
And I think about the depiction, again, I'm thinking about Frank Miller's The Dark Knight, and I look at Ben Affleck's The Suit.
Right.
As soon as I saw the suit, I was like, oh, Frank Miller.
Right.
And
right.
Adam West.
See, I wouldn't have had that.
Is like a 60s version of that. In my opinion.
A 60s
kind of.
A 60s guy.
Kind of.
A 60s tall guy who's not fat, he's slim, he works out from time to time, but never enough to pack on muscle.
Yeah. He looked good. Yeah. They didn't care about that.
He looked good. I should first day of shooting, I'm dressing up in the 60s Batman suit. First day of shooting.
I love it. And you're going to direct the whole day in that?
Yes.
Do it. You have to have orange leg warmers or something like that. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Again, for me, I one of the things I like Tim Burton's Batman. I like that because it was sort of, and maybe it's just my attachment to my youth growing up and seeing it, and because it was such a transformation from anything we had seen before.
Right.
So I'm sure that on some level, there's part of me just emotionally attached to that.
Nostalgia is a powerful drug.
Yeah. The other part is I really like the tactical aspect of Nolan's suit in Batman Begins, because I really liked one of the things I liked most about Batman Begins was the fact that he'd really literally trained as a ninja,
right?
And then his suit was kind of fashioned and then evolved from that. The one thing I've always had difficulty with is Bruce Wayne's ability to manufacture all this stuff and design this stuff on his own, because at no point do they really show that he's got the skills. Like it's different than Tony Stark. Tony Stark, we're always seeing him tinkering and he's always doing it. So we believe that he built that suit. For Batman, I know he's like incredibly intelligent. He would basically, a lot of people say he would be like the equivalent, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's my thought. I digress.
I like, I think Keaton and then Bale probably, and then the Pattinson suit looks pretty cool.
It does.
But
I'm going to take another look at that trailer. I'm going to look at it again.
I got to see it like in the environment, in context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it looks cool for sure. Great question. Rio reveal, but Dave. That must have been when I hit that. Vanderhoff 66FU says, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey Dave and Bruce, excited for the movie. I already bought a Blu-ray, but wanted to pitch in a little more. Dave, be on the lookout for the stuff I sent you. Oh, that's right. Yes, I was at my P.O. box yesterday. There was nothing there, so I'll take another look this coming week.
Cool.
Cog or Cog, K-O-G, Cog, says, thank you for the £5 super chat. Says, hi, Dave and Bruce. What's your thoughts on Scream 5 being released in January 2022? Yeah, they're making a Scream 5.
I got to be honest. I'm aware of it. I haven't really paid much attention to it. It's one of those series that, like a lot of series for me personally, it's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I loved the first one, and
That's
I loved
good.
what it did and what it did. I watched the second one. I think I might have watched the third. It kind of fell off for me at that point where I lost interest. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to it, so I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. I'm not as interested as I am in other things.
Right.
Yeah.
Wes Craven, obviously, we lost him about 5 years or so ago, so he won't be directing it. He directed all 4 of them.
Right.
And, the first Scream was great. It was a it was like a meta, not as meta as New Nightmare, but it was like a self-aware spoof-ish, it's not a spoof, but it was self-aware. Like it knew what it was. It was poking fun at the horror genre and all the tropes and the cliches. I mean, you had Wes Craven dressed as in a Freddy Krueger sweater with a Freddy Krueger hat as the janitor in the school with his name being Fred. Like, I mean, that's very self-aware, very kind of fun,
Right. Right.
It was a great movie. It was a very good movie. Scream 2, I'm just at the point now where I'll be very curious to see what they do. Scream 5 is being directed by the directors that directed Ready or Not, which was shot up here actually. And I'm sure you guys probably supplied the gear for it.
It rings a bell. I admit I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. Melanie Scrofano, who I went to high school with, is in it.
Really?
Yeah, she plays the title character of Winona Earp too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We supplied that. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. No, she's
Very
great.
cool.
I've got to get her on the show. I keep meaning to do that, but
Super
because
cool.
when we were coming up together, when I was doing the more of the on camera before I broke my teeth and switched over to voiceover.
Right.
Right. You remember that?
Yep.
We went to a couple of auditions together for I think a couple of butter commercials or something like that. I don't think either of us got them, but yeah, no, she's great. I think she's fantastic. So the thing with Scream is that, it's like Scream 1 is great, and it doesn't end with any jump scare that tells you there's going to be more. It ends. And Scream is the kind of series where it doesn't follow a supernatural being. It's not the same killer. It's a different killer every movie, just in the same costume. And they're fun. Like, they're always fun movies to watch because the premise is always kind of fun. But the novelty's worn off for me.
Yeah, and that's how I feel.
I think the gimmick is tired.
Yeah,
and
that's how I feel.
I think these guys are going to have to reinvent. I mean, you don't want to change the DNA, but I mean, Courtney Cox is coming back. David Arquette is coming back. No word on Neve Campbell yet, but I'm sure she'll come back. I think, I think anyway. And it's kind of like, well, I mean, we've done this before, and now we're in in an era where nobody's talking on the phone anymore. I always say this. I always say that the vast majority, most people, especially if you're younger, most people aren't using this as a phone. It's a pocket computer that just so happens to make phone calls if you want it to once in a blue moon. But most of the time we're doing this, and that's all it is. I mean, even
maybe they'll take it to some new level like that.
Well, that's
maybe
what I mean.
It'll
like
become more video stuff. Maybe they're going to borrow from some other
Zoom or I don't know. I just feel that I'm curious because I know Ready or Not got great reviews. I know apparently it was a fun movie, and the directors of that are going to be directing this. Okay. It's always good to add talent, especially if they got a track record of something that's good.
Absolutely.
But it all comes down to story and execution. And I think Scream is just kind of like, I don't know. The novelty is just kind of, it's the gimmick, like it was a whodunit. And whodunits are great for one movies.
Yep.
But if you keep it going, it's like by Scream 3, like you're finding shit out that it's like, what? It was the brother of like what? Like I don't know. I'm just kind of it worked well for its time, but Scream 5, like what are you gonna do? Is it now gonna be Neve Campbell's character's daughter that's being changed. You know, it's just like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
and it's just,
I remember the movie, like When a Stranger Calls or something.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of thinking, if they were to modernize it, they could call it When a Stranger Zooms.
When a stranger zooms, and then
Maybe
eventually
they'll make that the subtitle of Scream 5.
Yeah. Scream 5, When a Stranger Zooms.
When a Stranger Zooms.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, look, January is usually a dumping ground for films, and studios traditionally used to dump movies there that they didn't feel would do very well at the box office. But that's beginning to change, actually.
Yeah.
It's been changing actually the last number of years. So January 2022, that's probably it's actually probably a good place for it. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let me
So I think
see.
we're down now to Darren S.
Oh yeah, Darren Sands. Darren. My man Darren. One of my great moderator Kafefi.
What does that mean?
I think didn't Kafefi, isn't that what did Donald Trump say that, or where does that come from again? I forget where that comes from. Darren, you got to at me
was he trying to say confetti? And he
no.
says
No. He's making a quip on something. Kafefi. I forget. Was it Trump that said that? Something like that, Darren. Anyways, Darren, thank you so much for the $9.99 pound. I really appreciate that, man. Darren's awesome. Michael Martinez sends in a $30 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, can't wait for the film to come out. Black Christmas, one of my faves.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce, you can take over there if you want.
Okay. So Daniel Hirel, thank you for the super chat here. Any fellow Rolling Stone fans in the chat? Shout out to my man Mick Jagger. Congrats on the green light, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I definitely enjoy the Rolling Stones.
I don't mind a few of their songs.
Yeah, totally. And I know Mick Jagger was the man, so good game there.
I was talking about this with my girlfriend the other day, and you know how Mick Jagger, like years ago when the Stones were young,
right?
And it's crazy to think that Keith Richards is younger than my father, and I'm like, that's insane. He looks like he's 190. But anyway, so Mick Jagger does that walk on stage.
Yeah.
He's all energetic.
Yeah.
And I was laughing because I was watching. They were showing something on TV, him back in the 70s. He's doing that thing, and he looks fine because he's all in his And now he's in his 70s and he's doing that thing and he's frail and wrinkly. And I'm like, his handlers better make sure he's not having a seizure. He's not actually just doing his thing. He's actually having a seizure on stage, and it's because now, you get to a certain age and you got to make sure, okay, is he just doing his thing? Or is he convulsing and we need to go over there and save him? I'm just saying. You got to be careful of that now, It's I'm just saying, because I saw a clip and I'm like, he looks so like he's going to break.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody tell him to stop doing it.
We're going to need spotters that is walking across. Get some guys up on stage.
They're on stage.
Yeah, they're make it look like a dance, like they're dancing with him.
They're on... That's right. They're on stage with him, all by him, going like this, just to make sure he doesn't keel over. They're within feet of him.
Yeah, and they're going low and going high.
That's right.
It's like a trust fall game.
That's right. People are like, what's going on? What? Who are those guys? Oh, those are Jagger's spotters.
Those
are Jagger's spotters. That's right.
Don't get them in frame.
That's right.
They ruin the concert. This is virtual. Keep that shit clean.
Oh man. Anyways, Jason Dyke, take it away, Bruce.
All right. So,
boy, it's hot in here under these
Dave,
lights.
I did a skit for my Jason Lives review coming down the road.
Yes.
One light, my phone, and a dollar store graveyard. It's looking not bad.
Amazing.
Cool.
Amazing, Jason. Yeah, folks, check out Jason Dyke's channel. He's just begun a couple of months ago. He's growing his channel, and I think that's awesome, man. I think it's great that you're learning the process, and because, I've checked out a couple of your videos and you're doing well. You're doing well. You know what I mean? And you'll find your audience. Let your audience find you.
Yeah.
You have to put
Really
yourself
good
out
advice.
there. You put yourself out there, you let the chips fall where they may, and you let your audience find you.
Yep.
And for those of you and for people who don't like you, fuck them. Who cares? Whatever.
You're not going to please everybody.
No.
And that's okay.
Nor would you want to. What a responsibility that would be. You gotta please everybody here, guys.
Yeah. You would become
the way
an
you
ice
looked
cube.
at me when I did that, you're like, what the fuck is he doing?
I was imagining an ice cube. You become an ice cube. It's ice cube metaphor.
Exactly.
You just conform to whatever mold people put you in.
That's it.
Okay, so Cordell.
Yes.
Cordell, thank you. Saw Nightcrawler for the first time last night. Loved it. Have you guys seen it? If so, thoughts?
I have. That's with Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a really good movie.
Nightcrawler. I want to say that I've seen it, and I sincerely apologize. Dave can attest to this. I've seen so many different movies over the years. I forget some of them. I'm going to be honest. And I can't remember if I have seen it. And if it's one of those like, well, Bruce, the fuck, guy, like, it's that good, like you definitely would remember this, then it's probably that I haven't seen it. Dave's bringing up something. Nightcrawler.
He plays like he wants to be a reporter, and he's like guerrillaing
I want to
it.
say yes.
Here's this is the synopsis on IMDb. When Lewis Bloom, a con man desperate for work, muscles into the world of LA crime journalism, he blurs the line between observer and participant to become the star of his own story. Rene Russo's in it as well.
You know what? I'm going to go back and add that to the list. And
it's really good.
Yeah, that's one that I should watch again so I don't have really anything to say about it. Sorry.
You want to hear something really cute?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to hold it.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it.
Okay. But good question. And thank you, Cordell, for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So then moving on to MJS Lawrence. Has anyone asked about the possibility for It's Me, Billy 2?
Has anybody asked about it? You mean, I guess in the chat room or super chats. On my shows from time to time, people tend to poke and prod and see what they can get out of me. But right now, it's no comment, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's not yes or no. That's just no comment.
Yeah. And thank you for the super chat.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it very much.
Appreciate it very much. Darren says Trump for sure. He fell asleep tweeting. No, I don't think he actually fell. Although with Trump, you never know. That's right, Covfefe. That's what it is. Thank you, Darren. You're tremendous. Darren is fantastic.
So Trump fell asleep at the Twitter wheel.
I love Darren. I love him. He's a great guy. Amazing guy.
It's not bad. Not bad.
It's a cartoony caricature version of him.
Yeah, you could do it on The Simpsons.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't profess to say that I do a Donald Trump impression, but I think if you had a cartoon version of him,
that's right,
and you put my little, it's fantastic, it's amazing, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes. Tiffany Moses Shante. Hello, Tiffany. Great to see you back. Says, congratulations, Dave, Bruce, and cast. So excited for you guys. I believe in your vision.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. And Frank Riker sending in a for the sexy MFers in the chat.
Love it.
Thank you so much, Frank. And here's one for you here.
From Real Reveal. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat and all the support you've given. It's been awesome. Bruce, have you ever thought about starting your own channel? You definitely should. Well, you know what? I take that as a compliment. The fact that anybody would be interested in, what I have to say. So thank you. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have thought of it several times, and I'm a practicing artist. I as you guys know from me talking with Dave, I love movies and I love art, and I've exhibited in some group shows with some drawing and painting and photography that I do, and I have every intention on continuing that. I'm actually updating my website right now. It's a work in progress, the one that you'll see up there. It's brucedale.ca, and work in progress at the moment. And
I'll put the link in the chat room.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
I'll do that, no problem.
So it's a work in progress. I'm looking to introduce the selling of prints so people can buy copies of my work for the visual art stuff, and just looking to do more. And I'm very much interested, in just kind of putting it out there into the universe. I'd like to very much get more and more interested and involved in the artistic world, and really, it's I love it. It's I'm an artist through and through, and I just love it. I love the arts because it's such a liberating thing. There's such opportunity for creativity and expression of ideas.
Agreed.
And I love the collaboration with people and the conversations and the dialogue that takes place, and just the intelligence that can come with it. It's so it's been on my mind, and we'll see what happens, see what the future brings. And if I do, I will definitely let you guys know.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, we'll go for a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. So I think, I believe that we have caught up to all the super chats.
I think so,
if
too.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so Bruce and I will give you another couple of minutes here to get some in, and then I'll tally up the super chats at some point and post the total either later today or tomorrow. And let you guys know what we raised. And again, it won't be as much as last time, but it's also because we're not going as long as last time either. So, but every little bit counts. We wanted to do one last Billyathon because we thought, if we can get a little bit more, for that padding, everything helps.
Well, and that's the other thing too, right? Is that we thought this would be a great way to end the campaign. Because like we said, we've only got a few days left,
That's right. That's right.
And we thought this would be an excellent way to end the campaign, go out with a bang. We love all the support and the love and everything that you guys have given us. Like we said before, from the smallest donation to the largest donation, all of it matters. And we appreciate every penny of it because we know that this is your hard-earned money that you are donating and committing to this project.
That's just
and we take that seriously. And that's why we're working hard. That's why, and I want to say big kudos to Dave too, because, this man's been working super hard. Everything from preparing the titles for the Billyathon to, preparing some of the social media posts that we put up to, just all the work that he's doing on the film project too. And, both of us have been committing a lot of time, but, kudos to you, man. Like, you've been working super hard, and I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Yeah,
for real.
We both have, man. We both have. It's a collaborative effort, and we love it. After this show is done here in a moment, we're gonna take a bit of a break, grab something to eat, and kind of chill for a little bit, and then dive into the
into the shot list.
Into the shot
break
list.
It down.
Yeah, our Saturday night is going to be spent working on the movie. So. It's
but we love it, right? Like, this is the passion. This is the passion. Like, as we've said in other broadcasts or just other shows, whatever, we've been making movies together since we were 12 and 13 years old. Like, we met in grade school, and we've been making movies since then. And here we are as 40-year-old men still making movies. But as everything, we're taking it to the next level. We're not interested in remaining stagnant. We want to keep growing, keep raising the bar. And that's what this is all about. Like, every artist, that's what they're doing.
That's right.
So, thank you, because all of you are the ones making it possible for us to follow through on this.
That's right.
And we're very excited to see the end product just as much as you guys.
Absolutely. For sure. Trial and Error sends in a $2 super chat, says, good luck with making the movie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Intel Wild going hard into the paint with a $100 US super chat, says, for Billy, Bruce, Dave, and the entire cast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Intel. Really appreciate that. And everybody who tuned in today to ask us questions and to, get to know the actors a bit more and just have fun, shoot the shit and talk as film fans.
Yeah.
And just talk movies.
That's great.
That's
fun.
That's what it's really all about.
I love this opportunity because it's great to kind of, again, like you just said, Dave, like, just talk about movies, talk about some stuff that's a little bit lighter and fun to talk about, because we all know that we need that escape, especially with all of the stuff that's going on. Like, it's nice to have a friendly space and have some fun, because we need that. We need
That's right.
that. Yeah.
That's
so
it.
It's been great.
That's it.
It's been great.
So, folks, that is gonna do it for Bruce and I on it's the Me Billyathon Part 2. You are amazing. Just a reminder that tomorrow night, I have another probably 3-hour stream tomorrow night with Tony Michael on Two Dudes and Some Bullshit.
Shout out to Tony, and thank you to Tony for what he's going to be doing. So thank you, man. Like, I really appreciate your support and your love too, and Lee and all the associate producers, executive producers. Like, it's fantastic. Like, it is.
We're making it happen,
and everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow now. Normally, Tony and I do the show on Monday nights, but because we're watching 2 movies and not one, we're doing it tomorrow night, and we're starting at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. We're watching the original Halloween and then the original Black Christmas. And Tony's giving away to the highest super chat his Michael, not his only, but one of his Michael Myers masks. The one that he showed on the show last week. He'll show it to you again at the beginning of the stream.
Wow.
He has taken photos with it, so he does have photos with it on his Instagram, and he'll be giving that away to the highest super chat. So that'll be cool. It'll probably. I think we're going to watch Halloween first and then end with Black Christmas, which makes sense.
Cool.
I think is what we're going to do.
Well, thank you, Tony.
Yes, thank you so much, Tony.
Cool,
and part of the reason why
Cool.
we chose those two movies, obviously Black Christmas is self-explanatory, but also because they're two movies that we've seen like thousands of times, so we don't have to really pay attention. We can have it on, we can answer, we can watch the movie, comment on the movie, but focus on questions as well. And it's nothing but super chat questions tomorrow night for Tony and I as well. So that's not good. That's not how it always is, but just for the purpose of these two a-thons, essentially, that's what we're doing. And then things will get back to normal next week. So yes. Last few ones here. Toxicity. Toxicity
225.
No, it's not toxicity. It's toxicity.
I think it's.
Is it? Because it's TOXICITY.
I think it's supposed to be toxicity.
That's probably it, but maybe it's not.
But maybe
anyway,
not. I could be wrong.
Congratulations, guys. You clearly deserve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Whatever your name is. No. Thank you so much. Real Reveal. Thank you, buddy. You're all awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody in the chat room. Bruce, any last things you want to say before we skedaddle?
Again, just thank you. I can't say it enough. It's tremendous. I'm excited working with you, Dave. You're awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Everybody else within the cast, thank you.
Yeah.
The cast and crew, we've got a great lineup, great team. Greg, shout out to you if you've been listening and all of that.
Our DP.
Dude, you're awesome, and we're super excited to work with you.
For sure.
It's been great so far. So, yeah. I'm speechless.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I got a little Christopher Walken coming out there.
Hello. Come on, Bruce. Come on. Come on. Super Soul Fried Disco. Hard into the paint. Super Soul Fried Disco says, I still haven't watched the original Black Christmas. I have no excuse to watch it tomorrow now. And he sends in another generous super chat.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Thank you so
very
much. All right, guys. That'll do it for Bruce and I. In the meantime and in between time, we will talk to you soon.
Take
Cheers.
care, everybody.
Hello? Hello?
Have you guys heard the news?
Who is this? Billy.
Billy's back.
Billy's back.
Guys. Billy? You scared me.
Thank you so much for everyone's support. We really couldn't have done it without you.